All right, football watchers, let's do this. Opening click-offs. Here we go. Click on, click off. Click on, click off. Stretch that thumb. You can't have finger fatigue bringing you down into postseason. Nice job. And my favorite, second half sip-offs. Pepsi's up, lift, pull, open. Ice cold Pepsi and watching football. Nothing better.
It's not game day without a delicious, refreshing Pepsi, the official soft drink of the National Football League. Head to your nearest retailer, grab your Pepsi before kickoff, then sit back, relax, and cheer on your favorite team. Pepsi, made for football watching.
I try hard as a radio play-by-play announcer to not criticize officials. When you're broadcasting a game, the listening audience can't see officials' calls, and if an announcer continues to complain about the officiating, he comes across as sour grapes, especially if his team is losing. This game ECU played at Tulsa October the 30th was a different story. The officiating was so bad, the AAC league office had to make a statement that the officials got one play in particular wrong, and there were 3 other calls that were highly questionable that went against the Pirates. Here's my frustration. When you look big picture, how can there be hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in technology, cameras, replay booths, and personnel, and still the officials get the calls wrong after the aggravating delays that take way too long that interrupt the flow of the game? Replays were supposed to eliminate human error, but the wrong decisions are still made time and time again. What happened at Tulsa was an absolute embarrassment. Come back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this one purple!
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello everyone, welcome in to Pirate Radio Live on a Monday. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are live online, pr927fm.com. You can watch the show on Facebook Live. Comment there. Also, YouTube Live. You can check us out. Subscribe to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube and watch this program, The Brian Bailey Show, and the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate and U.S. Sailor 5th Quarter Call-In Show. Coming up this Friday, we'll kick things off at 3:30 on the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate, taking you up to that 7:30 kickoff as the Pirates take on Cincinnati. Coming up on today's program, Double B, Brian Bailey has a Pirate loss to talk about, another Cowboys loss to talk about as well, as he'll join me coming up around 3:30 on today's show. The big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau from Barstool Sports, will join me around 4 o'clock, talk about Monday Night Football, recap the weekend, look ahead. By the way, folks, football on every night of the week this week. 3 MAC games coming up on Tuesday, 3 MAC games on Wednesday. So something to watch every night of the week in football. We'll talk about that. Ronnie Woodward, Public Enemy number 1, will join me coming up around 4:30. Why is he Public Enemy number 1? We'll tell you about that in just a moment. And at 5 o'clock, Troy D will be here. We'll have the big calls of the U.S. Sailor 5th Quarter Call-In Show, recap ECU Tulane, and look ahead to Cincinnati. Ellerbe gets it kicked off here on a Monday. Hello, Jonathan.
What's up, Clip? I thought Ronnie was like Raymond. Doesn't everybody love him?
He's a very likable guy, very non-controversial, but there was the first 2 callers on the U.S. Sailor 5th Quarter Call-In Show went after Ronnie We'll tell you why in just a moment. Got some audio of that. Ellerbe, Pirates lose, and Pirates lose in a big way on Saturday, and that was not what I was expecting, not what a lot of folks were expecting on Saturday.
No, it was a beautiful day in Greenville, North Carolina, but it was one of those days that you wish the world of COVID didn't exist, because there should have been and could have been up to 40,000 people in the stands on a nice, beautiful fall Saturday, but the Pirates stunk the place up, and I guess at this point you really you got to flush it and move on to Cincinnati, but it was not a fun game to watch for any East Carolina fans, as they rallied late with a couple of scores, but just not a lot going on, as Tulane really had the Pirates' number pretty much all day long.
Pirates could not run the football, 35 yards rushing as a team. Now, those team numbers are included, sacks are included in that. Holton Ahlers credited with negative 26 yards due to all the times he was sacked on Saturday. But Rajay Harris left the game, did return. That was good to see, but 13 carries, 27 yards for him on the day. Keaton Mitchell, 7 carries, 17 yards. So no room for the freshman to run on Saturday. The Pirates were beaten on both sides of the line of scrimmage on Saturday against Tulane.
Yeah, and I mean, give your hats off to Tulane and Willie Fritz. I mean, he's doing a good job down there, and their true freshman quarterback, man, he looked like a junior or senior out there.
Michael Pratt was very impressive.
I mean, as a guy that was a brand new spanking freshman quarterback out there in game 6 or 7 for him, that was impressive to watch him play. I mean, they had a good game. If you're a Tulane fan, you got to be happy with what you saw.
Again, the Pirates couldn't do anything. And Mike Houston talked about it after the game.
Well, what happened was that second game, we got our ass kicked. Or the second half, we just got our ass totally kicked. We couldn't do diddly poo offensively. We couldn't make a first down. We couldn't run the ball. We didn't try to run the ball. We couldn't complete a pass. We sucked. The second half, we sucked. We couldn't stop the run. Every time they got the ball, they went down and got points. We got our ass totally kicked in the second half. That's what it boiled down to. It was a horse performance in the second half. Horse. I'm totally embarrassed and totally ashamed. Coaching did a horrible job. The players did a horrible job. We got our ass kicked in that second half. It sucked. It stunk.
All right, that was Jim Mora, not Mike Houston. Yeah. But when I saw we couldn't run the ball, we didn't try to run the ball, the coaches sucked, the players sucked. It really does, because we're going to hear Mike Houston comments in a moment. Ellerbe, that's why those comments and those classic comments like that from coaches still are played today and stand the test of time, because, I mean, could you imagine Mike Houston coming out and saying something like that after a game?
Well, and Mora, of course, was a NFL coach. Right. You can get away when your players are getting paid. It's a little easier to come out and be that harsh and critical. Yeah. And Mike Leach has had some good moments after games. Talking about their fat little girlfriends, and I mean, there's some great Mike Leach moments. But yeah, I mean, that would be an honest way just to sum it up if you just wanted to get straight to the point and not beat around the bush. But then you might also, while the fans may be disappointed and angry, then you might make the locker room really disappointed and angry.
Can't do that.
And so you can't really do that in college. When you can walk in the locker room on Monday and say, Clip, Glenn, Shirley, y'all get your bags, got to go, because I got 3 new players coming in, because you can have free agency. That's a whole different animal. So, yeah, it was a tough day for East Carolina on Saturday.
And Redbeard says, playoffs? Yeah. Maybe we can get a Mike Houston bowl game. We're just trying to win a freaking game. Bowl game.
What's our guy that was at Colorado for a while? The Dan
Hawkins?
Yes.
Division I football?
Yes, Division I football.
Intramurals?
Yeah, go play intramurals, brother.
Go play intramurals, brother.
Yeah, there's been some great moments. That's what you ought to do. I heard on the Jim Rome show today, they did some recap of all the sports trivia that happened over on Jeopardy over the years.
Passing of Alex Trebek.
Yeah, which sad news. And but how many the people that are on that show don't really know sports, and it was kind of a funny montage of just I think they're asking which NFC team's never been to the Super Bowl, and the person buzzed in the Jacksonville Panthers. It's just kind of some funny moments there.
All right, why was, and we'll hear the big calls coming up later on in the show, but why was Ronnie Woodward targeted after the game on Saturday? It stems from really comments he's made on Pirate Radio Live, but specifically comments he made Saturday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. And I guess people were tuned in, and then after the game on the fifth quarter, they let Ronnie have it. The Ronnie Woodward kiss of death. Shirley, let's hear it.
I don't know. I was just not impressed. We've had this conversation for like 2 months now, but Tulane's talent, I know they're really well coached, and like they have some different things. They have some bounce back that you talked about a little bit ago, but the talent just doesn't blow you away. Like this is a game where ECU should win or should be a good game at least. So
you're a staunch Tulane denier.
I mean, they're just not that talented.
I want to call out Ronnie Woodward for the pregame tailgate show. Listening to him say that Tulane is not talented, I almost wanted to like scream and call you guys instantly. What a horrible, horrible thing to say. Tulane is talented. They're faster. As soon as Ronnie Woodward said that, I was like, oh, East Carolina's going to get blown out today because Ronnie Woodward just jinxed it. But anyways, that's blasphemy to say that Tulane's not talented.
Same thing the guy just said. Ronnie Woodward gave us a kiss of death.
Wow.
The one man we should all be blaming for that loss to Tulane, Ronnie Woodward from the Daily Reflector.
I didn't realize that he got called for targeting during the game, and Ronnie Woodward is handing out the death kisses, I guess, 3 hours before kickoff?
They're not talented. Tulane was listening to that show while they were warming up at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium, and that gave them all the motivation they needed to go out and beat the Pirates on Saturday.
And he's coming up in hour 2 today?
Todd Graffinini texted me.
Yes.
He right after the game, he said, I'm listening to the entire fifth quarter today, baby. He was fired up, and he said, I want to hear more from the guy that said Tulane isn't talented. And then the first two callers called out Ronnie, and Todd was loving it on Saturday.
Yeah, kind of like when the Tar Heel player called up.
Tim Scott
was our Super Bowl.
They're beneath us and everything. And then after the game, he said they just kept spanking us and spanking us.
I'll be interested to hear from Ronnie then coming up.
Coming up later on in today's show.
Will he be passing out kisses of death on a Monday, or will it wait again till Friday?
Is Cincinnati talented? We'll ask Ronnie Woodward. I think the answer might be different.
I think Cincinnati is talented.
Ellerbe is coming out, folks. Don't get on Ellerbe. He's saying they are talented.
They are talented enough that I am nervous about this number clip. And does the number 284 mean anything to you?
284. It does not.
284 games is the streak East Carolina has gone without being shut out.
Oh.
Since October 4th, 1997.
Wow.
And
come on, Ellen. No, I'm not nervous about
this defense of Cincinnati, from what I've read, I haven't watched them play, but I think they're like 7th in the nation when it comes to points allowed per game, allowing around 12, 13 points a game. I think I've read some articles that, they've dropped in the polls that we've posted on our Twitter and Facebook pages, that they went from number 6 to number 7,
which is stupid,
and that they're playing to dominate, and they're playing perhaps for style points. And I mean, I don't think they want East Carolina with one win to hang around the Bearcats very much. I'm just the number. That's just kind of one of these games where I think a really good, this offense has struggled of late. Can they? I mean, it's going to be a Friday night in Cincinnati. I would say I'm on the nervous watch list of the 284 going down on Friday night.
Stephen Igo is trying to go on that same wavelength. Apparently this week we're not going to say that the opponent is not talented. We're just going to kiss their butt all week.
Oh, okay.
We're going to try that. Igo said the Bearcats have not allowed more than 13 points to an FBS team this season. Mm-hmm. But last year, they did give up a season-high 43 points against East Carolina.
Okay.
I love ECU plus the points right now, Ellerbe.
Whoa!
I love it. A major bounce-back spot. The Pirates do what you don't expect them to. Everybody expects them to now just get beat by 50. You don't expect them to score any points.
I'm just saying, I'm on the nerve. I'm just very...
I love the Pirates plus 27.
So what kind of score are you seeing right now here on a Monday before the game's on a Friday?
Give me 41 to 21. 41 to 17 works.
Okay.
I mean, I love them plus the points.
So you're saying the Pirates get at least double digits in points?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, let's do. You want to do some sports math, Ellerbe?
Yes, I love sports math.
So if it's 27.5.
Oh, it's that high. It's gone up from 25.
That's the spread I saw, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let it keep going up. But the total of the game, Ellerbe, is 56.5. So how many points are they saying ECU will score? You understand? So let's see.
Sorry, what?
We have to get to 56.5 combined points,
right,
from both teams. So let's say
you're talking 42-14.
Cincinnati scores.
That's 56.
42-14, and what's that a difference of? 28.
42-14.
Yeah, so that's basically what they're saying. So ECU's team total is going to be right around probably 14.5, 13.5.
Okay.
So that's good sports math.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they'll get double digits out. Don't worry about a shutout.
Okay.
Although I do like that. That's a good bulletin board material for ECU.
I think it is. I
post that up.
Use whatever we can. That put the 284 up there. We want to get to 285, but I think the more important number would be awesome is if we got to number 2, which would be win number 2, which would set shockwaves through the college football world on Friday night.
What if that was the motivation all week? All right, 285, guys, 285, and then the Pirates kick a field goal on Friday, and they're all going crazy.
Well,
not going to shut us out.
It came close when David Blackwell was the interim coach at Carter Finley Stadium.
Thank you, Jake Verity.
When he kicked a game-ending field goal.
One of the most meaningless field goals of all time.
Yeah, but
what was it, like 52?
Yeah, it was long.
To 3. No, I'm saying the score.
Yeah, it was like 54-3, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I try to forget the games like that.
Exactly.
But, enough where Doran was trying to ice the kicker. Speaking of icing the kicker, did you see the Virginia Tech Liberty game? The highlights?
I saw it eventually. As it happened, I just saw that Liberty had won, and then I think it was Chandler who was talking about it during the break, actually how it happened. That was nuts.
Talking about, how in the world do you go from a euphoric high of icing the kicker to you block the punt, return it, only to find out your head coach? It seems like a lot of times like that when they get the late timeouts in.
Nope.
It does. It just seems like there's more tragic story, or maybe you remember those, kind of like cold games when your team loses. You never remember really many cold games you sat through when your team won, but you can remember a lot of them when you sit through outside and freeze your butt off and your team loses.
We will be keeping you up to date on everything going on all week too, as far as cancellations, postponements, and Shirley just saw this one, and you might have seen it as well. Auburn at Mississippi State has been postponed due to positive tests and quarantining of individuals in the Mississippi State program.
Right. I did have that. It has been rescheduled for December 12th. Now, the Mississippi State-South Carolina game is also in jeopardy of being moved because of that COVID issue. The SEC has a ton of COVID issues going on right now. LSU has multiple COVID cases. That LSU-Alabama game is now in jeopardy of not being played. Texas A&M paused their activities because of COVID outbreak, and Arkansas coach Sam Pittman tested positive for COVID. So it's been a rough day for the SEC today.
Does the SEC know to call Nick Saban and figure out how to get their players tested more until they test?
I don't think LSU wants negative tests right now. I don't think they want to play this game versus Bama. They are 28-point dogs at home. That is crazy to see.
I think Alabama should just roll out their second team versus their first team this weekend just to see how that goes and to see if they can get 2 teams in the college football playoff.
Wow. Play a... What color? What color is Alabama? Crimson.
Yeah,
crimson versus white.
Have like a spring game in the fall.
If white can beat crimson, then both teams will appear in the college football playoff.
At least receiving votes.
How about that? That would be amazing. What if, ECU's looking for a game to schedule? How about ECU versus Alabama's 2s on December 5th? Who says no?
I bet you Alabama's busy that day. So
they don't need their backups. Fine, third string, whatever.
Now, I assume we'd have to go there. Is that what you're saying?
Well, they can come here.
Okay.
Well, whatever. Wherever.
Send your number 2s up here, please.
All right. We heard from an old fifth quarter favorite on Saturday, Ellerbe. Owen in Tampa.
Oh, wow.
One of the most entertaining callers. Very funny. He has been beat down by the Pirates program and doesn't feel the need to call anymore because it's not. I remember one time him saying, like, you know what, Club, this isn't funny anymore. Like, doing this bit and making jokes after a Pirate loss, I'm kind of done with it. So he just hadn't felt the need to call in, but we finally heard from him on Saturday, Ellerbe, and let's hear it right now.
I can remember. Tired of getting demolished for, 5 years, 6 years, whatever the hell it is. I'm tired of it.
I know.
I don't call no more.
I know.
It's why Scotty Montgomery sucked the life out of my damn soul.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I know. You look dead every time you talk about him, Rick.
Oh, I spent 1 year with that guy.
All right, play that again. Listen to what he says. Tell me about it. And listen for Shirley and Chandler in the background in the other studio, like almost falling out of their chairs laughing.
I can remember.
I'm tired of getting demolished for, 5 years, 6 years, whatever the hell it is. I'm tired of it.
I know.
I don't call no more.
I know.
It's why Scotty Montgomery sucked the life out of my damn soul.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I know. You look dead every time you talk about him, Rick.
Oh, I spent 1 year with that guy.
Oh man, it's the chuckle hut in there.
What a great laugh, Chandler and Shirley. I remember looking over at y'all, and y'all were like, your chairs had like rolled back to the other wall. You were laughing so hard.
Well, because we weren't expecting Coach to just go, "Hey, tell me about it." I mean, it just came out of. We just weren't expecting it, and because it was so unexpected. I mean, because we, off the air, we know how he feels, but sometimes he doesn't quite. He doesn't. Say it on the air, but other than it was difficult to really enjoy working with him. But I don't know, it just caught me at the right moment, and I just lost it.
That was a funny moment from the fifth quarter. Steve Hill on Facebook Live says, "I see 17.5 Cincinnati." Steve, your sports book is incorrect. You might be looking at first half line actually. Mike says, please score a point is great bulletin board material. Also reminds us that the state ECU score was 58-3 and the total was 60.5. So that was actually a very meaningful kick in that game. Thank you for reminding us of that, Mike. So it'll be Pirates and Cincinnati coming up Saturday. Shirley, I guess we're on to Cincinnati at this point.
We're on to Cincinnati.
Although we actually aren't, because we still have to run the big calls of the fifth quarter and talk more about what happened against Tulane before we can officially move on to Cincinnati.
We're on to Cincinnati.
Got a lot of Mike Houston comments as well to get to. Also, we have our Mark Lindsay question of the week. I was going to save this for 5 o'clock.
It's probably worthy of running multiple times.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to run this time and time again. So, Mark Lindsay, friend of the show, has been on the sports bar before back in the day, and asks very unique questions during press conferences. And
Are they questions?
Some are questions, some are comments,
statements,
some are like dad jokes. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Here is his question of the week today during the Mike Houston press conference.
And now, the Mark Lindsay question of the week.
So, carrying on with that a little bit, Tulane kind of threw the ball the first 5 times in the ball game, and maybe the first 6 or 7 times out of the first 10 plays, it seems like. Got yourselves into a bit of a track meet. Was this by design, or was this the sort of thing where you want to stretch them out a little bit and get them running all over the field as well, or is there going to be more emphasis on the run game, or what do you have to do in terms of running the football to be successful against Cincinnati?
I'm a little confused. Just what exactly do you want me to answer? Do you want me to address Tulane or Cincinnati?
Well, we seem to throw the ball an awful lot last week, just like he said. Is that going to be the case this week, or can you be successful doing that, or do you have to be able to run the football to be successful against Cincinnati?
Well, I think we would like to be balanced. I've been consistent with that all throughout. I mean, I don't want to be one-dimensional. And last week, I did think that we, Tulane made us very much one-dimensional. And so I think we've got to do a better job of being balanced this week. Certainly, we're going to have to be able to throw the ball effectively against Cincinnati, but we'd like to run the ball effectively also. It's Coach Kirkpatrick and the staff have been working diligently since early Sunday morning to try to come up with the game plans that can give us our best opportunity for success.
All right. Credit to Mike Houston. You wonder sometimes if coaches are even listening to the question or if they just already have their canned coach's response to questions, but he needed to know what exactly do you want me to answer from that question.
Yeah, it was very long-winded, and I think at some point that coach has the right just to say next question.
I can't believe we didn't hear that, Shirley, in the Zoom. I can't believe Glenn didn't unmute his microphone and give us a God. Come on, Mark.
Yeah, I just or you have Coach Houston's attorney stand up and say objection.
A burglary.
I'm pleading the fifth on this one, Mark. I'm not going to answer that. I'm not going to answer it. Do the Nick Saban
or do the
quit asking
or do the Mike Ditka. Next question.
Next. we need to get that. That is a classic. Shirley, I might see if we can find that during the break. The coach, what happened to the running back? Ask the trainers. Next. That was one of the best.
That was when he was in New Orleans. Right? He was just raging against the media. So good stuff there. I'm glad I got a part of that in the hour one. Look forward to that again. And I bet Troy D will have some good analysis of this coming up in the third hour today.
Yeah, Troy felt. He felt too confident. He even kind of admitted he felt too confident going into this game. I was not as confident, but I said, you know what? Let's go with the Pirates. I picked the Pirates to win. I was way off, just as everyone else was.
Your positivity on Cincinnati is just starting to rub off on me.
Yeah, you feeling it? You feeling it? Pirates plus 27.5?
27.5. How high do you think it'll go?
It could get to 30. I mean, I don't see why the public wouldn't just keep pounding Cincinnati here.
What would it have to get to for if it started dropping for you to be out on the Pirates?
I like it where it is right now.
If it got to 24, would you take it?
Yeah.
22?
I think 24 is a good cutoff point.
24? Does that mean it would drop a point from the original opening line of 25?
Is that what it was when it came out? Mm-hmm. So, look, it's not going to get that low unless Cincinnati has like a major COVID outbreak that somebody finds out about or something.
Never thought about that.
It's not going to get below 25, I don't think.
7:30. Primetime game.
Friday night. Rick Smith says he will be here for this one.
Oh, well, in the post game?
It's a little different than a 9 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, I think you guys will be ready to rock and roll around 11 in the fifth quarter.
Yeah,
this week,
something like that.
So, look, I can't wait to hear a positive clip in the fifth quarter.
Pirates fall tonight, 42-20. What a cover by ECU!
The number to remember all week, 284.
284. Mike said it would be great to have that as a motivating factor. Please score a point. Will be written on the board this week for ECU players.
Or how about just get the opening kickoff, go right down the field, and then take that off the board?
Yeah. Hey, we got a lot of goals tonight. First one's right out of the way. We scored a point.
We want the ball, and we're going to win.
We'll talk more about this game Tuesday with the voice of the Cincinnati Bearcats, Dan Horde, who also happens to be the voice of the Cincinnati Bengals. So we'll talk a lot of Cincinnati football with Dan coming up on Tuesday. Kevin Monroe set to join us on Wednesday's program as we would get you set all week long here on Pirate Radio Live for this matchup.
Good week. You mentioned Coach Rick Smith. I did a fun podcast with him last week. It's going to re-air some this week, or it's already in our Apple store, talking about recruiting stories with Rick. A very entertaining podcast if you get a chance.
Tell me about it. All right, let's take a time out. We'll come back. Brian Bailey joins us on the other side. We'll get his take on what happened on Saturday, what happened to his Cowboys on Sunday. How about the Cowboys? Very competitive against the undefeated Steelers.
That's just crazy.
Yeah. I mean, week to week in the NFL.
How about the Saints and Bucks?
You always pick on me about, listening to our picks on Monday morning on the Pirate Radio Live replay. We're just picking straight up, and we can't figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, that's how impossible it is.
It's like tonight. Would you be shocked if the Jets beat the Patriots?
No, I've said all along, I think Belichick, although I don't think it's in his DNA that he likes to lose, that he would screw up the Jets getting the number one pick by just losing to them twice.
Wow.
How about that for some NFL drama?
I like that. I have not thought of that. I like that a lot, actually. It's a good call, Ellerbe.
See?
All right, we'll take a time out, come back. Double B, Brian Bailey joins us after this.
The highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
Hidden phone trade-ins, hidden plan requirements, hidden catches. You won't find them at US Cellular because we speak fair. Plus, when you switch right now, you can get the latest phones free. Upgrade to Fair. Upgrade to US Cellular. Requires new postpaid service plan, new line port, and credit approval. Qualified smartphone purchase and comes via monthly bill credit on a 30-month RIC. Taxes, fees, and additional terms apply.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
This just in, the holidays are not canceled. Now, back to you.
Thanks, Shirley. With the holidays approaching, it is time to plan those special end-of-the-year get-togethers with friends and coworkers at Emporium. Explore your pour at Emporium, Greenville's favorite place for private events. Emporium offers 52 self-pour taps, plus a nice selection of wine and champagne on tap as well. Book today by calling 565-8773 or visit Emporium.com and follow them on Instagram and Facebook. Emporium, Dickinson Avenue, downtown Greenville.
Hi, this is Billy Parker, and football is here. Tailgate at home with family and friends this season and let Parker's Barbecue do all the cooking. While tailgating at your house, let us provide all the food with our delicious chicken, barbecue, seafood, and sides. We can customize packages for any size group, big or small. Give us a call today and place your order. Parker's and football, a winning combination. Also shipping nationwide at parkersbbq.com. Parker's Barbecue is how friends and family come together.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ronnie's Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ronnie's Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville.
Welcome to Jack Brown's. What can I get for you?
You guys got chicken strips?
Nah, we don't have those.
Can I get a salad?
No, we don't carry salads, ma'am.
Well, what do you have?
We are glad you asked. This ain't no regular degular. This is American Wagyu beef.
These ain't your Uncle Timmy's charcoal bricks. Kiss the cook, kiss my grits.
Our burgers are 4 ounces of hand-pressed, made-to-order, perfectly seasoned ecstasy in a potato roll.
4 ounces not big enough for you, big man? Double patty time!
Or just grab a cheeseburger.
Jack Brown's, 805 Dickinson Avenue, Greenville.
This is Coach Steve Shankweiler, offensive line coach for East Carolina University football. And you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Greenville Utilities Neighbor to Neighbor program provides help for those who need temporary assistance with their utility costs, and you can make a difference. Your tax-deductible donation can be added to your GUC bill each month, or you can make a one-time donation, and GUC matches all donations up to $20,000 each year. Consider helping a neighbor with GUC's Neighbor to Neighbor program. Now let's head back into the Oh, no. Pirate Radio Live. I knew it.
Not yet, Shirley. It's a short week.
This
not
is
that
what
short.
happens when you do a daily show,
Oh,
and then you got to do the Bud Light pregame tailgate, and you screw up the title every time.
How many times have I done it?
Pirate Radio Live.
What show are we on? We need a big sign that's lit up like, all right.
We need a
this is
neon
Pirate
sign,
Radio
like right up
Live.
here. Yeah.
This is Bud Light pregame tailgate. This
Yep.
is fifth quarter.
Yes. And when we're doing said show, turn said sign on.
Correct. Kind of like the hot donut sign, the hot show sign.
Yes,
we need
I
that
agree.
here in the studio. All right, Shirley, see if we can track down Double B Brian Bailey. We'll try to get him on the Fixed NC live line as we go through what's happening in the world of sports today. We've got some game postponements and cancellations, some news coming out as the Top 25 AP college basketball poll came out today. Gonzaga, #1 in the country, and some college basketball news. Tom Izzo, head coach of Michigan State, has tested positive for COVID-19. We'll hoping the basketball season is going to be just like everything else. There's going to be games moved around. I saw that Boston, so what is it, the Patriot League, I guess, where Holy Cross and Boston are, that they are not allowing plane travel. So Boston University and Holy Cross are going to play 6 times against one another in the regular season. That is wild. Who would you want to face in the American if you're ECU? Like, I don't know. Who is in the basement in the AAC this year? I don't really want to play anybody 6 times in the conference. I wish Washington could play the Cowboys 6 times. That'd be nice. Brian Bailey joins us on the show. What's up, BB?
You ain't gonna be saying that Thanksgiving there, Big Turkey.
They're on a crash course, Bailey, for the worst Thanksgiving matchup in NFL history.
Well, Cowboys don't get a chance to lose next week because they're off.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
You can enjoy the bye week.
We'll pick up a half game on the whole division.
My team and your team did just enough to kind of get us excited yesterday and then blow it at the end. Alex Smith, a couple of fourth quarter interceptions after coming in the game and playing quite well. Got Washington back in that game against the Giants, but they fall. And then how about the performance from Garrett Gilbert, the led Cowboys on Sunday, as they just about, Bailey, were the first team to knock off the Steelers this year.
Yeah, it was really a strange game, and they came out of that game saying, you know what, if we'd had old Garrett Gilbert against the Eagles, we'd have beaten the Eagles. And I don't know if that's true or not, but they played much better defensively, and, it was fun to see your team at least, be competitive, and hopefully that's a step in the right direction, and probably too late for 2020, but 2020's been screwed up so bad anyway. We'll just throw it away and start fresh in 2021.
Bailey, unfortunately, you can't really say the same about the Pirates. They were not as competitive on Saturday against Tulane, and they were able to get a few scores late, but that game was over there in the third quarter, fourth quarter, start of the fourth, when they raised the no quarter flag. That was about done, and did not expect that type of game on Saturday.
No, I don't think any of us really did. And then, when you play a game like that and you're able to talk to some of the coaches and you find out, what they saw and they, I talked to Coach Houston earlier today and he knows his team didn't play, as well as they had against Tulsa. But, he looked at the interior line play and Tulane had a group that was experienced, we say bigger, stronger, faster, but, we had hoped that the interior line play for the Pirates, both offensively and defensively, had kind of turned the corner. Those guys are still young, but they played so well in the Tulsa game, but it just didn't magnify itself. Didn't come over with the outing against Tulane. So I think that was probably the biggest disappointment. And we just don't know which Pirate team is going to show up. East Carolina played Cincinnati to the very end of the game, last year, thriller. And so, and it's the same guys, so they have a little confidence there, but Cincinnati's really playing well. I was surprised that Cincinnati fell from 6 to 7 after beating Houston like they did, but I think that's more of a commentary on the American not making the top 4 than it is anything else.
Yeah, and look, I'm not going to pick the Pirates to go to Nippert Stadium and win on Friday night, but I do expect them to play a lot better and make it a game more so than the Tulane game, and that's kind of the deal with these Pirates, right? When we expect one thing, the other thing happens. So I think a lot of people are going to be down on them this week, and for good reason after that performance on Saturday. But I'm expecting a much more competitive game on Friday night, even though their opponent is a lot better in Cincinnati than the one they faced against Tulane.
Yeah, and it was almost like the Tulsa game from last year, the last game of the regular season, because we really thought that East Carolina was going to go out and hit some momentum, and they were really going to play well in that game. And we thought they would win that game, and they didn't. And they didn't play very well, and it was very similar. They weren't even in the game in the fourth quarter. So I think that we're looking at some more of the growing pains that comes with building this program, and it's frustrating for fans sometimes. But hopefully that they can get this corner turned, and there's still some games out there. And it's just hard to win in the American too. I mean, you don't get any. UConn's out of there, so you don't have any cupcakes.
Almost good that they play on Friday, Bailey, to get back out on the field, and it's a quick week of practice. And I'm sure Mike Houston and he wants all the practice time he can get, but at the same time, I think he knows. I think the players know that they didn't play their best. Now it's still going to come down to can our overmanned offensive line, outmanned offensive line hang with Cincinnati's really, really good defense, and vice versa. Can our defensive line hang with their O-line? Because ECU was dominated in the trenches against Tulane, something that surprised me, mostly because the way they had played the previous weeks. They've been able to do a good job stopping the run. They've been doing a good job running the football. Rajay Harris, 3 straight 100-yard games. All that went out the window on Saturday.
Yeah, and it was a Cincinnati team that rushed for 342 against the Cougars. So that's a lot of yardage, and the Pirates are going to have to buck up and try to stop that run. That's where it all starts. Coach Houston said today that he really thought that Tulane handled all of the movement that East Carolina has been doing defensively, especially on the defensive line. That's been very effective for them most of the time. And he said that they handled it better than any team has so far this year.
Talking to Brian Bailey on the Fixed NC Live line. He'll be a part of our Bud Light pregame tailgate coming up on Friday night. Bailey's going to be a busy man. He'll be on TV. He'll join us on the radio and on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and we'll fit him in, work around his schedule, and we'll give you some free Parker's barbecue for your troubles on Friday night, Bailey.
That'll certainly work.
Bailey, Cornell Powell made him some money on Saturday night. How about his performance in Clemson's loss to Notre Dame? He was the standout for Clemson's offense on Saturday night.
He really was, and that happens sometimes in college football. All these guys that these great football programs recruit, they only recruit guys with 4 or 5 stars, and you're at a program with a bunch of guys that have just as many stars as you have. And so sometimes it takes, a year or 2 or 3 for you to crack in that lineup and really make a difference. And all of a sudden, he's really playing well. And it's fun to see because we all saw that when he was at J.H. Rose. I mean, he was a man amongst boys, playing for the Rampants and scoring all those touchdowns. And that was fun to watch. But now we get to see him on a national stage. And Clemson's got a lot of football to play because they lose to Notre Dame. They could play Notre Dame again, I guess, in the ACC championship game, and they could play them again in the playoffs, right?
Well, I think the college football playoff is set after that result, and it's going to be Alabama, Ohio State. Clemson's going to come back with Trevor and blow everybody out and beat Notre Dame, and it's going to be Clemson and Notre Dame joining the Buckeyes and Crimson Tide in the Final Four. And now, Alabama, Ohio State could slip up along the way, but if everything goes as planned, that's your 4 right now, Bailey.
Yeah, I agree. If Notre Dame can somehow beat Clemson again with Trevor, then that would knock Clemson out.
Yeah.
Obviously. But I think you're right. I think that's how it's going to probably play out. And Notre Dame did what they had to do, and Notre Dame's still got to win out too. So I'm not sure who's left on their schedule, but I know that that's going to be difficult.
Yeah, seeing if there's any slip-ups potentially on the Irish schedule. They do have to go to Chapel Hill, Bailey. They go to Wake. They go to BC. They got Syracuse at home. So North Carolina, as we've seen, and they put up a ton of points against Duke, but they're a different team home and away, and could give Notre Dame a challenge.
And BC maybe, because BC's got a history against Notre Dame. So
yeah, Flutie. Go out there and win them a game. All right, Bailey, kind of going full circle here. Brian Bailey was in Greensboro when the sports world stopped back when the ACC tournament called things off, and then every tournament did. That was a dark, depressing day. Well, coming up tomorrow, Bailey, the ACC will announce their basketball schedule. and we're still waiting on the official American schedule to come out, so we know all the games ECU's playing. We have the non-conference schedule and dates coming up, but the ACC going to announce their schedule tomorrow, Bailey. When I saw that, it reminded me of when you were there, the ACC tournament, talking to us on the press box that morning and saying that it was a done deal, and it was one of the more eerie things you've ever been a part of, I know, in all your years of covering basketball, covering sports.
It really was, and it was. I still think back on it sometimes and think about those dark days, because you hate some of this is selfishly speaking, but when you do this for a living and then you do this in your leisure time as well, kind of like what you do. I mean, that's what we do, and I've got some other hobbies, but most of them all revolve around sports or being around people. And all of a sudden in that middle of March, everything was shut down, and we didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't understand flattening the curve. I still don't know if that curve has been flattened, by the way, but that's all we heard for 6 weeks was we got to flatten the curve, and and it's still so much controversy about the whole thing and about everything that's going on. You read this, you read that, but yeah, there were some dark days when everything started getting canceled, because it was just, you wake up and me, it was like, I don't know what I'm going to do for work, man. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to find something to watch, I guess. I'll binge watch. And
yeah.
It was some long, dark days.
I have
March and April,
and my wife, will ask me, have you seen this new show? Have you seen this? I'm trying not to watch any non-sports TV right now, Bailey, just in case it's taken away from me again. I'll have a lot to binge watch and catch up on.
That's a good strategy. We hope it's not taken away from you, again, but we don't know. Yeah.
CBS will have a lot of sports on this weekend, SEC, NFL, and a little Masters too, right, Bailey?
Yeah, how about that? It's Masters Week. That is, to me, that's another one of the craziest things about 2020, and I can't wait to watch it. I mean, I'm looking forward to. I hope the weather is good for them. But it's just that's one of the rites of spring, man. That the Final Four, and then all the Final Four promos during all the Masters promos during the Final Four, and then all the the Masters Week, and and some of the stuff they're not doing. They're not doing the par 3 contest. I read about that, but just some of the stuff that they do, the history of the Masters and everything, and to have it in November, it's just crazy if you ask me, but I'm looking forward to watching it.
Usually we're at home seeing those promos, and it gives us a sign of like warmer days are ahead. And now,
that's right.
When you see the promos, you're thinking, when is the cold going to come in? It is kind of strange to look at it that way, but that's just another thing going on. And Bailey, NBA draft, now that's weird too, is going to be next Wednesday. The start of the college basketball season the following Wednesday. So, that's creeping in as well. And, it's going to be odd to be watching college hoops here in a couple weeks, even though, it should be going on at that time. It's still going to be weird because, again, everything's weird. You're really off schedule. You don't know what month it is and all that. But basketball is going to join the football party here soon.
And you wait until high school football joins the spring party coming up in late February. And, I can't imagine that. I lay awake at night thinking about what in the world are we going to do when football season hits, and end of February, 1st of March, and trying to get all that stuff done. And it's just crazy. 7 games is all they're going to play on the high school ranks, and then they'll start the playoffs. I think they've cut the playoff field to 32 from 64. So we'll have several weeks of playoff action, but man, that's going to be something as well.
We had Ryan Meadows on the show. He's got a big camp coming up, Bailey, and he's the head baseball coach out of North Pitt. And I was talking to him about the odd schedule that's going to come up when the calendar turns. But he said that fall sports started last week, at least practice. I guess they're going to run some fall sports in Pitt County, Bailey. Not baseball, softball, basketball, football, but there are some sports that are about to get going in high school. Is that right?
The cross country and volleyball started practice last Monday.
Okay.
And they will, I think both of them will start with competitions next Monday. I think we're right in the middle of what's happening there. So, and volleyball is really big, in this area with Conley having all the success they've had. South Central Rose, Aiden Griffin's been really, really good of late. So, that's going to be really, really, that'll pick up some because it's kind of odd not having anything really locally at night that's going on. So that'll pick up. And then high school basketball, I believe, starts practice the first week of December, I think, with their first games the first week of January. I don't think we'll see, we're not having any of the tournaments, I don't think, that we usually do, like the Christmas tournament and stuff, but I think that's the way it's going to go. And it's just a shame that the whole year has been, damaged, if you will, because of the COVID. We knew the fall sports, but I thought really the plan would be to keep the spring sports, as is for right now, but when they put the calendar together, they kind of condensed everything, so none of the sports are getting a real season, but they're getting parts of seasons, I guess.
And Bailey, I have not gone to Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium for an ECU game as of yet. So the last sporting event I was at in person was Farmville Central, and I believe South Granville was that basketball game in a packed Minges Coliseum. That was like a few days, a week before everything came to a halt. So that's the last sporting event I was at with people in the stands and everything.
Yeah, and that's you think back to that, and then the next week when everything started getting canceled, and the North Carolina High School League said at first we're going to play our state championship games, and then they said we're going to play them with only 50 people from each team, and then they said we're playing with nobody in the stands, and then they just canceled them all together, and then they made them all co-champions, which is probably all they really could do. It was trying times, most certainly. Hopefully that's all behind us.
Yes, sir. Double B, Brian Bailey joining us. Had the Brian Bailey Show earlier today at noon. It's coming up again at 6 if you missed it earlier. He talked to Trip Weaver. What did you and Coach Weaver talk about today?
Well, we talked about, obviously, his position as safeties, and we talked about his defensive backfield. And I'm always interested in coaching theories and how you coach different things. Like, we all watch football on NFL or college, and you see so many times where a defensive back could have intercepted a pass if he just turned his head. He wouldn't have got called for interference. How do you teach that? How do you coach that? And Tripp did a great job. I mean, he's really into what what he's doing. He loves coaching, and really a good guy, EastU graduate, and I think people will enjoy what he had to say.
Brian Bailey joining us. Bailey, where Trip Weaver, Caitlin Weaver would be ahead of Billy Weaver. Where's Billy Weaver on your Weaver power rankings? Where's he fall?
I don't think he even made the list. I think he's so far down that list.
Earl Weaver's up there ahead of him. There's a lot of Weavers.
Earl Weaver's good, and I like Earl Weaver.
Bailey, thanks for joining us, man. We'll talk to you coming up on Friday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate, and a special 30-minute edition of the Press Box coming up 3 o'clock on Friday.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
Fun.
We'll see you then. There's Double B, Brian Bailey, joining us today on the Fixed NC Live Line. We'll take a timeout, come back, and wrap up hour one of Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is former ECU tight end Bryce Williams from my friends at the Auto Store Group. Thanksgiving is coming up and the Auto Store Group wants to feed your family with our turkey giveaway. For a chance to be a winner, simply go to asgcars.com/turkey giveaway and fill out the registration form. There is no purchase necessary and winners will be announced on Saturday, November 21st. Wouldn't a free turkey this year be awesome? Sign up today at asgcars.com/turkey giveaway. The Auto Store Group, go Pirates.
Medicare is not one size fits all, but which plan is right for you? Hi, I'm Denise Walker, and I'm a licensed insurance agent here in North Carolina. Whether you are turning 65, new to Medicare, or already have a plan, I can help you compare your Medicare options. I can help you find a plan offering low to no monthly premiums, prescription drug coverage, and a wide range of additional benefits like dental, hearing, vision, and more. Call me today at 434-531-5674 to get a no-cost, no-obligation Medicare benefits review.
In studio today with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy. How can you help people with back pain?
Well, most people are going to have back pain at some point during their life, but you don't have to live with it. A bad MRI or a bad x-ray does not mean you're destined to always have pain. We have specialists that are well trained to find out what the true problem is and the true source of your pain so they can get you on track to feeling better. So don't suffer with back pain. Our nationally board certified specialists are here to help you. To learn more, visit us at kptonline.com. We can help you live well, move more, and hurt less.
It's bow time. You've heard folks say, don't call it a comeback. But the Pork Chop Griller is back at Bojangles, and we don't like to beat around the bush. Because we're talking about a huge, hefty pork chop in all its tender, marinated chili lime glory, served up proud in a fluffy buttermilk biscuit. So we say go ahead. Call it a comeback. Pork Chop Grillers are back, only at Bojangles.
It's bow time.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
Hey, this is Jay from Villa Verde. Did you know that Villa Verde opened up its second location? Yes, it's Villa Verde Dos on Arlington Boulevard across the hospital. This new location is a fast casual environment where you can make your own bowls for only $9.95. Choose from our fresh ingredients from our toppings bars or enjoy an amazing rotisserie chicken. We promise you can be in and out in less than 15 minutes. For a quick, healthy meal at an affordable price, visit us at Villa Verde Dos on Arlington Boulevard. Villa Verde, a platform for good.
Did you know that the average age of a skilled mason in North Carolina is 47 years old? Hi, this is Tim Manning with Tradesformers, a youth apprenticeship program designed to connect talented students with growing industry trades in our area. November is National Apprenticeship Month, and we encourage anyone interested in joining the growing trade workforce to visit tradesformers.com to learn more and to get started. The possibilities and career paths ahead of you are endless.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. PRL this afternoon is brought to you by Bud Light, who reminds Pirate fans to always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
That is the name of the show. Well done, Shirley Rhodes.
I almost did it again. I felt it coming.
Leading up to NFL Sunday, I said numerous times my favorite game of the week was Kyler versus Tua. And boy, did it live up to the hype. The Dolphins get an early lead. Cardinals rebound, take the lead. And then Miami outscores Arizona 10-0. In the fourth quarter, Dolphins win again. They are 5-3, Shirley Rhodes. And yesterday, I took the Cardinals to win because the Dolphins have been playing great, but I didn't know if they could do anything offensively with Tua. Tua, 20 of 28, 248, 2 touchdowns. Also had 35 yards rushing in that game. The defense got him a touchdown, and Tua played well offensively. And these Dolphins are tough, Shirley Rhodes.
Now you see why I have been pushing so hard to get Tua on the field. Not saying that Ryan Fitzgerald couldn't do what Tua is doing, but it just seems like it was a seamless transition. But he is putting up some serious numbers for somebody who had to kind of come in. He came in week 3, week 4, somewhere around that way. And I'll take it. I mean, like I said, we haven't seen a decent record in a long time. So, we're in playoff contention right now. So, how long has it been since we've been able to say those words?
Right now, 7th in the playoff standings in the AFC. They have the same record as the Raiders and the Browns. So, there's going to be some fun cold weather football for Shirley Rhodes to enjoy because her team is in the mix right now.
I mean, it makes me almost want to play that god-awful Miami Dolphins song.
Do we have it?
Yeah.
T-Pain?
Yeah. Wait a second.
Hey!
Yeah. This god-awful song.
Let's go! You know what? Now that you've played this, they're going to lose the rest of their games.
It'll be your fault because you made me do it.
The new Ronnie Woodward kiss of death, the Shirley Rhodes T-Pain kiss of death. Let's look at the schedule. They got the Chargers at home.
Chargers can't win a game right now.
They're at Denver. I like their chances.
Yep.
They are at New York Jets. Oh, my God, Shirley. They might not lose another game this year. They have the
playoff spell, baby!
After that, the Bengals at home. Then they play the Chiefs. That could be tough.
Oh, yeah, that's probably going to suck.
Patriots at home. That looks very winnable. At the Raiders, once again, they're tied right now with the Raiders. So week 16, they end the season with the Bills, which will be a big game. But week 16 at Las Vegas could be for a playoff spot, Shirley Rhodes.
Yeah, absolutely. I am excited. Excitement time.
Excitement time.
Yes.
All right, let's take a time out as we wrap up hour number 1 here of Pirate Radio Live. When we return, we will talk to the big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau from Barstool Sports, get his thoughts on the weekend. He was not happy with the Pirates' performance on Saturday. He will talk about that. We'll look ahead to Monday Night Football tonight and more with the BMOC. Jeff Nadeau, that's on the way on Pirate Radio Live, hour 2, coming up after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new 2020 GMC for 0% for 84 months or save over $8,000 off all models. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, this is Scott Muller with Clean Eats. Carol and I would like to personally thank all of you for supporting Clean Eats so well through these tough times. We are blessed to have such a great community helping us weather the storm. If you're having trouble consistently eating healthy, go to cleaneats.com and click on meal plans and give our tasty and affordable meals a try. Or stop by the cafe for lunch and let us show you just how simple and easy it is to get started and stay on track. Clean Eats, it's a lifestyle. 805 Red Banks Road, Arlington Village.
North Carolina state parks are now open for visitors. Parks should be used for exercise, fresh air, getting out in nature, or a day trip as the state safely reopens. Visitors should enjoy themselves, but please remember the 3 W's. Wear face coverings, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands often. Focus on moving through the park, keep social distancing in mind, and avoid large groups. While most facilities and activities will be open, please contact any state park before your visit with questions or visit ncparks.gov/open.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Cliff Godwin. Baseball is back at Clark LeClaire Stadium. We will be hosting several youth camps over the next couple months. All camps will be at Clark LeClaire Stadium, and all camps are open to participants between the ages of 7 and 13. Make sure to check out our camp website at cliffgodwinbaseballcamp.com for all camp details and registration information. And of course, go Pirates.
Hi, this is Luke Kuechly. Last season, I was captain on defense. This season, since so many of us will be watching football from home, I'm football watching with Pepsi. And you know me, I pour everything I've got into it. All right, football watchers, let's do this. Opening click-offs. Here we go. Click on, click off. Click on, click off. Stretch that thumb. You can't have finger fatigue bringing you down in the postseason. Nice job. And my favorite, second half sip-offs. Pepsi's up, lift, pull, open. Ice cold Pepsi and watching football. Nothing better.
It's not game day without a delicious, refreshing Pepsi, the official soft drink of the National Football League. Head to your nearest retailer, grab your Pepsi before kickoff, then sit back, relax, and cheer on your favorite team. Pepsi, made for football watching.
Temperatures are in the low 30s at 10 a.m., increasing sharply to 75 degrees by 1 p.m., and then dropping into the teens by 10 p.m. So before you go to work, put on some gloves, pack some shorts, and a parka. That should cover you for the day.
Your heating and cooling is taking a beating. Guarantee your family's comfort all fall and winter with a new train system. It's hard to stop a train. For a limited time, get a new train system with 0% financing for 60 months. Go to DelcorInc.com for more information. Delcor, the service professionals. See your independent train dealer for details. Call 1-888-534-6898 for details.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center of Greenville's new extended care clinic is now open Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. so you can avoid the emergency department for any urgent orthopedics care. For more information, call 757-2663 or visit orthoeast.com. Orthopedics East, providing services to Eastern North Carolina and the Pirate Nation for more than 35 years. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, thanks, Sterling Rhodes. So no professional spring football, I guess, this year. There's no more AAF. The XFL will come back with The Rock in 2022.
Yeah.
Jinx on all that.
Oh.
We said at the same time, by the way. But Shirley, we will be asking that famous question that we ask every March. Are you ready for some football? Because the Big South put out their spring football schedule.
Oh.
I'll tell you one thing the Big South is not, and that is big, because there are only 5 teams competing. Because
how many teams are in the Big South, first of all?
Campbell, North Alabama, and Hampton will not compete during the spring season.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So they're out. But Charleston Southern, Gardner-Webb, Kennesaw State, Monmouth, and Robert Morris will be competing. So it is a 5-week schedule that starts Saturday, March 13th, and wraps up Saturday, April 10th.
How wild is that? If everything goes according to schedule, we'll have college basketball and college football at the same time.
We'll have NCAA tournament college basketball and college football going on at the same time. So there are 2 games a week for that 5-week period. And it'll probably be on like ESPN 3 or ESPN Plus or something. So for folks that are hungry for football, you'll have it for about a month there in March and a little bit of April for the Big South. So just
That's
saw that.
Crazy.
All right, let's talk more football and a little hoops as well. As we got to the Fixed NC Live line, talk to the big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau from Barstool Sports. He joins us today on Pirate Radio Live. Jeff, how you doing?
Great, Clip. How are you?
Hey, doing all right. Coming off another wild football weekend. We'll talk Monday Night Football in just a moment. Maybe a little hoops as well during this chat. But, Jeff, overall, how'd your weekend go? What'd you do well? And did you have any misfires over the weekend? How'd you do?
Yeah, this is one of my badder weeks of the year. I didn't win in the NFL yesterday. I was even in college. I actually went 0-3 in Serie A. It was actually the first 0 week I had there. But, all in all, I hit my play of the day in college football, which worked. And, it's all good. It's how things work. And, Clip, a lot of the time, I was lucky to get in on some games live and kind of bet some things kind of on a personal level. So it ended up working out. And, you're going to have those weeks once in a while. But, all in all, Clip, outside of the NFL, which I'm about even. I've had a good college football season, and really everything else. So.
We got 3 games coming up Tuesday night, 3 games Wednesday night, so we'll get to a little action when we talk college football in a moment. Let's first look at Monday Night Football, not the most attractive matchup. You can hear it right here on Pirate Radio if you're out and about tonight. The Patriots at the Jets. The Patriots 9.5-point favorites right now. Low total for NFL and football standards, sitting at 42. Any interest in this game coming up tonight?
Yeah, this is fascinating because I know on the surface the game's going to suck, but this is the only thing going on tonight, Clip, as we know. When you have games like this, you're going to have tons of action on these games. And, I don't think there's going to be anyone, I don't even know if the fans of these teams are going to look to watch this game. So, yeah, it's interesting because this total, I think the first thing you think about is under, right? You have 2 teams that are kind of bad at moving the football, but when you look at games like this, I think the only way you can really attack them is kind of by maybe going against kind of the grain. You look at the total in this game, over 80% of the tickets on this game that are betting this game are on the under, yet the line has went up to 42, which is interesting. You look at the Jets, they've not scored more than 10 points in any of the last 4 games. They're last in yards per play. They've only gotten to 300 yards, I think, once. They're not good in the red zone. They're bad on third down. But, when you look at this roster, you're going to get, obviously, you have Denzel Mims back, Perriman, Crowder. They're all going to be back tonight. You're not going to have Stephon Gilmore in there for the Patriots. So, all of a sudden you think, well, maybe the Jets can move the football a little bit. And, when you look at New England, obviously, I think the Patriots want to know if they're ever going to get the Cam Newton of Game 1 when he was terrific against the Seahawks. But, if you look at Cam Newton, the truth of the matter is he's lost 12 of his last 14 starts. I mean, it's just not been good enough. I thought last week, they looked better offensively. And let's remember, the last couple of games, they played a good Bronco defense. They played the Chiefs. They played a good 49er defense. And then they faced a team that wasn't great defensively in the Bills and put up 21. So, I got to be honest, Clip. I'm looking to kind of go against the grain. I think this game finds its way over the total. I think it's like a 24-21 type of game.
Yeah, and good point on the Jets getting their weapons back. I might look at some props because when Jamison Crowder's healthy, he tends to be the go-to guy here. I might take a look at his numbers. Maybe it's a game where you could look into some player props too, Jeff. As you said, the only show in town, so we're going to make it worth our while one way or the other. But, I might ride with you on that over, too, just to kind of go against the grain. Let's see. Let's go to have you looked ahead, Jeff, we'll start with ECU, and then we'll get to the MACtion. I know you had the over on Saturday, and I took it late, so I didn't get a great number on it, and we came up a few yards short on that in the ECU-Tulane game. Pirates, a huge underdog heading into Friday night's matchup with Cincinnati. The Bearcats, 27.5-point favorites, total at 56.5. Any thoughts on this ECU matchup for Friday night?
Yeah, Clip, I'll try to be kind of as nice as possible. Obviously, I'm not connected to that area down there. I'm not a fan of this team. I just look at them from kind of the outside. And I have to tell you, and I'm not sure who calls plays down at ECU, but they could have the worst play call in America. And I mean that. I'm not kidding. It was horrific on Saturday. I don't really quite understand why it took till the fourth quarter for you to start throwing the football. This is one of the worst passing defense in the country, and I got to tell you, I think they're all to blame for what happened. Not to mention, I mean, again, I had the over on Saturday. It was one of the worst losses I've had in some time in college football. Maybe I probably shouldn't have had an opportunity, but on 3rd and 1 to throw 2 really low percentage footballs, it was just a dumb, bad decision by the play caller. You got to run the football there. There's still plenty of time left. You're not going to win the game anyway. I was pretty disgusted, frankly, over the last 2 weeks, not playing ECU the game before, and then on Saturday, the play calling's just been horrific.
Well, you said, I mean, you can't figure this team out. They take a few steps forward and then take multiple steps backwards, and it happened twice last year. I remember in games against South Florida and Tulsa, where you thought you had a shot to win the game. Pirates get blown out at home, and kind of the same thing happened on Saturday. You felt good after that Tulsa game where you should have won the game, got screwed by the officials, and then come back and lay an egg. So the Pirates are tough to figure out.
One other thing, Mike Houston made a comment that we've got to do a better job as coaches of looking at the film and seeing where we can do things better. Listen, what are we, 8-9 weeks in here? That's one thing in sports. I know there's very few things you can say, but again, I mean, there's just things like you said that the inconsistencies continue to be there.
Yeah.
This team has good receivers. I don't know why they continue to try to run the football constantly. It wasn't working. You should have opened it up. And the 43 passing attempts, I know, but a lot of them were in the fourth quarter. I don't know where it was in the first half.
Let's look ahead to Tuesday, Wednesday. The MAC, once again, blessing us with some football during the midweek. And, big man, have you looked at the 3 matchups on Tuesday or Wednesday? Anything you like going into week 2 of MACtion?
Yeah, it should be a good night. You got 2 games that I'm not real keen on. I don't want to lay 19.5 with Kent State at any point ever. Ohio, I'm not really interested there. But the game late night, which would be 8 o'clock, Miami, Ohio, Buffalo, that's a good football game there. You got to wonder with Miami of Ohio. I was, kind of on the rocks with them last week. I had Ball State and kind of got beat late in that game. But, look, I thought A.J. Mayer played really well for Miami. They have good quarterback play there, pretty solid defense. This came across as maybe a few too many points. Buffalo's good, but this kind of seemed to me as like a 6-7 point game most of the way throughout. Miami's not a team you're just going to roll over on. They're well coached, they play hard, and they have pretty good quarterback play. So I would maybe lean with Miami of Ohio, but this conference kind of annoys me, to be honest.
Jeff, I kind of like to look down the slate and see if anything jumps out at me. Maryland has put together back-to-back good performances, and would this be a week to maybe get in on Ohio State? And maybe Maryland really is the real deal after what they did to Penn State, but I feel like this Ohio State-Maryland number going into the year was probably a lot more than 24 and a half. So I don't know. Do you jump on the Buckeyes this week, or do you trust in what's happening right now in College Park?
Yeah, over the years in sports betting, Clip, I can't say I've bet a ton of Ohio State games. It's just, me, I just kind of look elsewhere. But, yeah, I wouldn't really want to step in front of Ohio State. And, Maryland, I think, has kind of just played some opponents, particularly one at Penn State, that I just don't think has been real prepared to play this year. They beat Minnesota, who's kind of bludgeoned right now from an injury perspective. So one thing I would keep an eye on, Clip, is, kind of as the season kind of, for some teams, kind of gets closer and closer to an end. We mentioned ECU earlier. I guess against good competition, Clip, has there been any reason to think that ECU can compete against Cincinnati? I mean, they didn't really compete against UCF. I mean, that game was basically 51-21 if we forget the last 30 seconds of that football game. You mentioned ECU earlier. I mean, Cincinnati landed a big number Friday night. That's something I have my eye on. But, looking forward, there's, I think, a lot of things to kind of, I'm still looking at certain numbers here as we kind of get in. I'll tell you a game that I would keep my eye on, Clip, Sunday or Saturday. UL Monroe, Arkansas State. This is a game kind of behind the wayside a little bit. You're not going to really, I don't think, jump out and look at it. But UL Monroe put a ton of points on the board last game out against Georgia State. They were actually able to finally move the football and score some points. I don't foresee that game being much different than the game we saw on Saturday. That was 52-34. I have to figure Arkansas State's going to come out here and probably put 45 or 50 on the board. I'm willing to think UL Monroe can get into the high 20s. If I can get a total under 75 there, I'm betting the over in that game for sure.
Talking to the big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau, plenty of football. We got football every night of the week this week, so enjoy that, folks. Next week, we'll have the NBA draft. The week after that, the start to the college basketball season. I know those two things, Jeff, have been profitable to you in the past, and looking forward to those things.
Yeah, NBA draft kind of sneaking up on a lot of people. I know a lot of people won't necessarily be prepared. I will be, so make sure you follow me for that. But yeah, in college basketball coming up, Clip, we have, I'm getting tons of questions. I'm trying to obviously get that all out there. I'm working on some things in my professional life as far as what I'm going to be doing. So, yeah, a lot to be excited about. A lot of teams to have interest in this year.
And I believe, Jeff, did I see Gonzaga, the number one team in the country in the first AP poll today?
Yeah, the number one, you got Gonzaga, you got Baylor. So, as far as the top three teams, it's interesting because, I like all three teams. I'm a big Gonzaga fan, as I've said to you many times. I love Mark Few, and I'm not in love with Baylor. I know a lot of people are. I think the Big 12 is pretty open. Villanova, I think that's obviously a tough conference as well. But, yeah, you look at Gonzaga, coming back, they're going to be really good.
Who's your favorite team in the AAC this year? Is it Houston? Is it one team and then everybody else? Is there tiers? What's your outlook on the American for 2021?
Yeah, I think it's really just probably obviously Houston and then everyone else. Obviously with Caleb Mills and with Dejan Giroux coming back, Quentin Grimes, they're always well coached. They're a top 15 team, I think, coming into the season. But a team I really like, Clip, is Southern Methodist. I'm kind of skeptical just because I'm not a huge Tim Jankovic fan. I never have been, but I think if you can kind of get past Jankovic, I don't hate him as much as I hate like Fran McCaffrey or Mark Turgeon. I will never co-sign those teams just because of the coach. But, Jankovic, I thought, got some really good things out of them. This is going to be a really good offensive team. They bring back pretty much everyone from last year. They bring in some transfers, one of which in Yor Anai, who played some really great minutes at Oklahoma State last year, 6'10" junior. They're a team, I think, that's going to kind of hum offensively. They play a really interesting system. Obviously, when they got Kendrick Davis eligible last year from TCU, that was kind of the tipping point. But I have my eye all over this team. They have tons of potential on offense. If they can get back to what SMU wants to be defensively, I think they're going to contend for this AAC title and get into the NCAA tournament.
Jeff, before we let you go, I know you don't get involved in golf that much. I don't either. I just happen to look at what's available for the Masters this week as I talk to you, and I have never seen so many props. Maybe they do this for all the majors. I don't know, but obviously you can pick your winner or a top 10 finish or a first round leader, but that you can also bet on the top European player, top rest of the world, top Asian, top amateur, like pretty much every top lefty, anything you want, you can do with the Masters coming up. Any interest in that coming up on Thursday?
Just a little. I think one of the big problems sports bettors have is they're just getting involved with too many different things.
Yeah.
I might have a unit or two in. There's definitely, I think, I like John Rahm. I think he's a guy at some point to slip that green jacket on. Obviously has some some great power, good putter. It's going to be cooler conditions, and that's something that will probably help him a little bit. So, yeah, I'll keep an eye on him. One thing I always worry about is his kind of demeanor. He's kind of a temper kind of guy, and he can get kind of off the wall. He's kind of like me in a way. He gets a little crazy, but yeah, I don't know. I think I just see way too many gamblers just betting things just to bet it. And I'll tell you though, with soccer off this week, and we just have some international stuff, I'll probably put a unit or two towards it, but nothing too crazy. I have been known to hit some of these majors clips, so I'll probably play a favorite, and then I'll go maybe a little bit deeper, maybe a Patrick Cantlay or maybe a Tyrell Hatton or a Tiger Woods.
Big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau, joining us on a Monday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Jeff, we'll talk to you later in the week, man. Appreciate the chat, as always.
Thank you, Clip. Look forward to it.
All right, BMOC, Jeff Nadeau. I'm going to go against the grain tonight and go over in the Monday night football game. And looking forward to talking more hoops as we get closer to college basketball season. The Pirates set to get underway November the 25th against Indiana State down in the beach bubble in Florida. And, of course, NBA draft coming up next week. So basketball kind of on the horizon here as we are inside of football season. We will talk about what happened on Saturday between ECU and Tulane when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Ronnie Woodward from the Daily Reflector will join us on the Fixed NC Live line. We'll also get Ronnie's thoughts on him being public enemy number one after the show, after the game on the U.S. Sailor 5th Quarter Call-In Show. That and more on the way on Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
Introducing new Domino's Carside Delivery. Now when you carry out, you don't even need to leave your car. So you don't have to interrupt your favorite song.
It's time to drive down to the rock show.
Or interrupt your kid's favorite song.
We'll be friends just for one day.
You can interrupt this, actually.
Try Domino's Carside Delivery when you carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each, and we'll carry out your order to your car contact-free. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes XL and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size. Message and data rates may apply when using Domino's Carside Delivery.
Banking is banking until service is not the same. This is Eric Clark from Select Bank and Trust, and this year has been unusual, but we have continued to focus on what has always been important to us, our customers. When businesses needed access to the Paycheck Protection Program, our team of local bankers worked around the clock to successfully keep our customers open and their employees working. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? We are Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
The new Pirates Cove Car Wash and Haviland Express Lube on Glen Burnie Road in New Bern is now open. Pirates Cove in New Bern is offering Fast Passes for $9.99 for new Fast Pass customers. You can visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and on East 10th Street. And have you heard? Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
The best place in Greenville to unwind and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's is open every day with great food and great drink specials. During the week, stop by for open mic, music on the patio, or sports trivia with me, Clip Rock. The weekends are made for football. Watch every game in college on Saturday, and every Sunday is Fun Day with the NFL ticket. Follow AJ's on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat to see their features menu and weekly lineup. AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bell's Fork, and online at ajmcmurphys.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Discover a new wave of refreshment. Crafted using seltzer water, 5% alcohol, and a hint of fruit. Available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with natural flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, 2019 Chicago. Visit whiteclaw.com for full nutritional information.
It's time to get back in the saddle with Rocking Horse Ranch. Join us Saturday, November 14th for an evening filled with games and prizes to support the reopening of the Rocking Horse Ranch Therapeutic Riding Program. Rocking Horse Ranch provides a fun and unique therapy program to our special needs, cancer, and veterans community. The horses miss their favorite students and can't wait to see them again soon. And Rocking Horse cannot do this without you. Join us November 14th to get back in the saddle or visit rhrnc.com for more information.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. They thank you for your continued support and trust during these trying times. Many services can be done remotely and free pickup and delivery is available. As a Dell business partner and Apple authorized service provider, you can count on University PC Care for all your personal and business tech support needs. To make a remote appointment or to bring in your device for service at their Greenville or New Bern locations, call 558-1280 or go online at universitypccare.com.
When you don't have time to go to lunch, let Jimmy John's deliver lunch to you. With Jimmy John's, we can get a freaky fresh sandwich to you freaky fast. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com. Dinner's great. It's one of your top 3 favorite meals. You just don't want to have to make it. Well, with Jimmy John's, you don't have to. Whether you live in a sandwich delivery zone or head into the store, you can always get a freaky fresh sandwich. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com.
Pirate Radio.
You know, for having such a bleak outlook on pirates, you're well on your way to becoming one.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you think you might have been exposed to COVID-19? Do you think your employees might have been exposed? ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral needed. Same-day results are available. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville is located across from Vidant Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. Call for an appointment or just walk in. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville, 215-5688 or arcpointlabs.com. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. The big dog, that is, Glenn Griffin, here today as well. And Ronnie Woodward joins us on the Fixed NC Live line here on a Monday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Ronnie, how you doing today, man?
I'm pretty good. How about you guys?
Hanging in there, doing all right. Coming off a Pirate loss this weekend to Tulane. And Ronnie, the people were calling for your head after the game on the U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show. You know, what are people going to talk about? The offense, the defense, the coaching, the stadium, the lack of fans. You know, a lot to talk about after that game. The first two callers went right after Ronnie Woodward. Why do they do that? Let's recap that one more time, Shirley. The Ronnie Woodward kiss of death.
I don't know. I was just not impressed. We've had this conversation for like 2 months now, but Tulane's talent, I know they're really well coached and like they have some different things. They have some bounce back that you talked about a little bit ago, but the talent just doesn't blow you away. Like this is a game where ECU should win or should be a good game at least. So
you're a staunch Tulane denier.
I mean, they're just not that talented.
I want to call out Ronnie Woodward for the pregame tailgate show. Listening to him say that Tulane is not talented, I almost wanted to like scream and call you guys instantly. What a horrible, horrible thing to say. Tulane is talented. They're fast. As soon as Ronnie Woodward said that, I was like, oh, East Carolina's going to get blown out today because Ronnie Woodward just dinks it. But anyways, that's blasphemy to say that Tulane's not talented.
Same thing the guy just said. Ronnie Woodward gave us a kiss of death.
Ronnie, blasphemous to say Tulane isn't talented. I know you're not going to back off that stance. You're going to come on today's show and say they're still not that talented, right?
So after hearing that back now, I feel really good about where we're at 97% of that. I think the phrasing I used first was fine. It's not going to blow you away, and that's kind of my point. At the end, I said they're not that talented, which people, of course, took that one little snippet. I think I was good all the way until that point. So, yeah, I'll clarify. Their skill guys are not their strength. Their D-line's really good, one of the best in the league. Again, when you roll into like a stadium, not many teams win games based on their defensive line. It's kind of my point. Running backs, receivers, the quarterback, actually, I was pretty impressed with for sure. But the skill guys, I don't care how many times people call or whatever, you can't tell me ECU skill guys, C.J. Johnson, Holton Nailers, Rajah Harris is second in the league in rushing. Tyler Sneed's 1 million catches the previous week. Blake Prohl, the secondary. The skill guys is not Tulane's thing. They're well coached. They're good up front. Their defensive line really dominated the game, and offensive line. That turned out to be true. But again, they don't, like I said the first time, they don't blow you away with their skill guys. And I don't think even their skill guys in that game Saturday blew you away. It was the defensive line, the offensive line, the holes they created for Cameron Carroll. And if ECU fans were really big on Cameron Carroll and expecting to have a huge game, then they win. I didn't know much about Cameron Carroll. Yeah, I don't think many people do.
No, I agree with you.
But,
ECU skill guys probably are better, but that doesn't matter as much as who can get it done with the lines.
Exactly.
And then we saw that.
And then also it doesn't, again, talent, I'm referring more to recruiting rankings, and that doesn't mean that they're not better. I didn't say Tulane is not better than ECU or whatever. I just said their skill guys and their talent on the outside in a position to have the football don't blow you away. And I still doesn't mean they're a bad team. They're obviously a decent team. and they crushed ECU in a lot of ways. But again, they weren't matched up against UCF or this week Cincinnati, where you go into the game like, oh man, there's a ton of speed, there's a ton of guys who can score at any time. That's just not Tulane's game. Again, doesn't mean they're bad. It's just they do it in different ways, and I thought that was going to match up well for ECU, and in turn ended up being a kind of not a bad matchup. But again, it was a close spread. All I said was I thought it was going to be a good game, a close game. I liked ECU's talent, their skill players. I still would if they played again. Tulane just took it to ECU. It surprised me. I think it was puzzling to a lot of people, and I'm included in that one. So no, I'm going to own that for sure. I don't like a few of the words I used that not talented was not the way, but I liked what I used the first time. The talent in the skill positions especially doesn't blow you away. I'll still stand by that.
Okay, yeah. Just to make sure you're not going to blame the media and say we took your quote out of context, are you? I mean, we didn't edit anything.
No,
there.
I said it. I said it
all right.
for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely said it. I wish I wouldn't have phrased it that exact way, that one little bit. I think the overall point people got.
Okay.
All right. You didn't, but yeah, I'll own that.
Look, man, we got to blame somebody after a loss. I kind of like that it was you. That made for a good segment today. Troy says new nickname for Ronnie, Wrong Way Woodward. Anthony says Tulane is the Michael Thomas of college football. I don't understand what that means, Anthony, a.k.a. Tony. So can you clarify that? I don't understand what that means.
I will say, can I add this in, Clip?
Absolutely.
When writing my column today, I tweeted this out earlier. I think it backs up maybe some of the historical side of what I was going with Tulane. Saturday was the most points Tulane has ever scored against ECU an entire series. Win, loss, whatever. They've rarely gotten into the 30s. 36 was the most points they've ever scored. To me, again, that backs up they're not a team that scares you with their skill guys, their offense, their talent. They never really have been. Maybe that's changing some, but I think that's telling. This was the most points they've ever scored against ECU. It also was the largest margin of victory. It tied a game from 1997, 17-point victory. So, yeah, I thought this was going to be another game that ECU had a real shot at, and Tulane played really well, and it's the best game they've ever played against ECU. So, all right. That's what those numbers kind of tell me.
So Tony says Tulane is the Michael Thomas of college football, and by that he means that they're overrated. I mean, I don't know if anybody's actually rating Tulane.
Yeah, I mean they're 5-4, like they're in the middle of the pack. That's kind of the point. Like they're a decent American team. I don't think they're UCF or Cincinnati or a conference championship caliber team every year. So yeah, I think they're properly rated, middle of the pack.
Scott says, that's okay. Nobody thought the Terps would beat Penn State. Scott's our Maryland guy, and that was a shocking score. As Shirley kept reading that during updates on the fifth quarter. Scotty Moe and Maryland taking it to Penn State on Saturday. Ronnie, just to be clear, to make sure it's all out there and clarified, do you think Cincinnati is talented?
No, of course not. No, I'm kidding. Yes.
Okay, all right.
Very talented. Number one, very best team in the league, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not gonna go on a crazy rant.
I would have picked them number one. Ronnie likes to go off the beaten path and went with Navy this year, but that was,
that didn't work out well.
Nah. Look, you'll get it back. Ronnie, forever I'll remember you picking UConn that year when they were like,
that's right.
Nobody was picking them to win the championship. So you still have like some goodwill for that pick when it comes to
SMU, right? I get some credit for that last year.
For what?
SMU last year. I think I had them in the conference championship game.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, that's
close.
right. That's right. Yeah.
It was a good ride.
That was a good call as well. So you've made some good ones. You made a few bad ones.
Yeah.
What was your like Florida State, North Carolina? That was a good call for you, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then you had
Charlotte and Duke.
Charlotte and Duke was not a good one. That did not go in your favor. Ronnie, did you ask the question today I thought it was an interesting question and response about how Tulane knew, when the blitz was coming, it was not disguised well. And was that you that asked about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to play that real quick and hear Mike Houston's answer. I thought it was a good question and also an interesting answer. This is cut 4, Shirley. Ronnie asked something to the effect of, Tulane seemed to know how and when the Pirates were going to blitz. And is that something that, you can clean up moving forward?
Well, I thought they did a good job with some of their check with me stuff. And they were remaining under center, so it made it challenging for us to adjust anything. But they did a good job with having us tip our hand, and then I thought their offensive line played very, very well against our movement. So they had a great game plan for us. I told Coach Harrell after the game that had to take a good hard look at that film because I do think that's the best anyone has prepared for us.
Ronnie, I thought that Pratt, the young QB, played well. Dare I say talented. The kid's talented. Played well during the plays, but also, I guess you're pointing to he did a good job pre-snap against ECU on Saturday?
Yeah, definitely. And honestly, I kind of happened to, I think it was this morning or yesterday, come across Willie Fritz's post-game comments, and I can kind of read that here because I was working on a story with that earlier today. That led me to want to ask Houston about that, Coach Houston, because Coach Fritz, after the game, said they were blitzing, and we had some good tips when they were going to blitz and where from. The offensive coordinator's Hall. Hall had some great plays dialed up. When you can run the ball, it's hard to blitz a whole lot because you're giving up some gaps in second and third level defenders. That's when big plays happen. So, yeah, he said, again, the key part to me was we had some good tips when they were going to blitz and where from. And so I wanted to hear Coach Houston's side of that. And it sounded like that kind of matched up with what Coach Houston said. They couldn't adjust, I guess, because it was the check with me stuff where you see where ECU maybe was coming from. They were able to check to the sideline and protect that or check out of it. And they were kind of matching up with ECU's movement and where they might blitz. I don't know if that came from film watching or from maybe another team that had played ECU or how exactly that kind of came about, but just kind of piecing together, and you can get your take or if you agree or disagree, but piecing together what both coaches said, Tulane had some type of tip or read or tell on maybe what ECU guys were going to blitz, and I think Coach Houston kind of owned that and said, hey, look, this was the best team, whatever the end of that part was, the team that prepared the best against us that we've seen this year. So somehow they figured out ECU blitzes, and I think that had at least some effect to the game.
Mike Houston saying that he told Blake Harrell to make sure you break down that film and see why they were able to be so prepared for us. So it's like baseball, right? Tipping your pitches. ECU does not want to do that defensively, especially against a team as good as Cincinnati on Friday night. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the interesting thing. To kind of go back to what we were saying earlier, you kind of have games week to week, and the coaches and players, I'm sure, think they're going to win every single game, no matter who you play. Even if ECU were to play Ohio State or Alabama, they would game plan just like anyway, and try and win the game. But that's, again, maybe the frustrating or puzzling part of Tulane is that was a winnable game if you go on Vegas odds or whatever. And Tulane had that edge and maybe just different edges up front and different things where you transition to that with Cincinnati. And clearly ECU is going to be on the disadvantage in a lot of categories, if not all, as far as the matchups and whatnot. So it's interesting, and it's obviously a tough matchup. I'm sure we'll talk about it more as the week kind of progresses. But Cincinnati is one of the best teams in the country. I mean, Coach Houston said today he thinks they've really improved even from the start of this season. All that said, it was a somewhat similar situation last year. Maybe not quite as a bigger gap, but ECU hung with Cincinnati and really had them on the ropes and was winning there in the fourth quarter. So I think the Pirates can draw on that, especially Holt Nailers and some of maybe the veteran guys. But it's going to be a tough challenge, obviously, and
you kind of draw on whatever momentum or insight or tips you can against Cincinnati because they're obviously rolling right now.
Ronnie Woodward, Daily Reflector, joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Ronnie, I know that the Purple Gold Fall World Series was over the weekend, and unfortunately, no media could attend, so I know you don't have much on that. You also got, I don't know, is basketball on your radar? It gets going coming up a couple of Wednesdays from now, so you've got that on the horizon as well. I know you're all into football and covering the ECU football team, but got a couple other things going on out there to maybe get your attention a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm starting to form into basketball mode a little bit, and yeah, I mean, just because I think they have obviously basically all the players back, almost everybody back from last year, and I wonder. I don't know how much you've thought about this or discussed it. I wonder what the schedule situation is going to hurt or help ECU. Like if they would have benefited from a bunch of non-conference games, like a regular slate of 11 or 12 or whatever it is, compared to this is going to be a condensed kind of version, obviously.
Well, I'll say it's better that's this year and not last year, right? When you were not only brand new with all your roster, but you had injuries to start last year. So they're probably a little better prepared for a shortened non-conference schedule with all the guys back this year than they would have been a year ago. Yeah,
that's true. So yeah, I mean, I think they're going to be exciting, and they're going to have a shot at it for sure. And I feel like we say that almost every year at the ECU basketball. I think there's some legitimacy to it this year. And I'll add in this that I think the women for ECU are exciting as well. They're at a really similar kind of situation where a lot of their players are back. It seems like the junior class is maybe the core of the men's team. Really, with the women, it's seniors, LaShonda Monk and Raven Johnson, and a handful at least. I think they got at least 5 or 6 seniors on that team. And you don't have UConn on the women's side. UConn's gone. So this is now like a real league with a real tournament in the conference, and you can actually make the NCAAs. I think the women can make some noise as well, and could be a top half of the league team if those seniors really kind of carry the load and pave the way. So yeah, I'm starting to get there with basketball, but it's always tough, man, to be honest. But the kind of the grind of football on the day-to-day, kind of have to make some time for hoops or kind of carve it out as it goes. So we'll see how it goes, but it's definitely getting there. And yeah, we'll see how the schedule and how everything plays out. I mean, the COVID stuff with football and basketball is maybe coming to a head or a little bit, or just, so many schedule changes it looks like every day. So I'm intrigued for sure from a safety and COVID side of it, how basketball is going to work compared to football. Not being skeptical, but just that there's more games and maybe different factors from football, so that will be interesting as well.
Yeah, going to be a lot of mixing and matching going on, and games postponed, games moved, maybe games added, since it's certainly could be easier to add a basketball game than a football game, and especially with all the teams that play in a drivable distance in basketball in the states of North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina. Shirley, Ronnie was talking women's basketball a moment ago. What's your and says that they have a chance to be, middle of the pack in the AAC. You've seen them just about as much or more than anybody calling the action last year. What's your reasonable expectation for the women in 2020, 2021?
I honestly think they're going to be better than middle of the pack. I think they're going to be in that upper echelon, especially now that UConn is out of the league. The door is wide open for East Carolina. You've got, of course, your returning and reigning defensive player of the year in LaShonda Monk. You've got Justice G, who is coming back from an injury. You've got Dominique Clater, who missed an entire year but came back last year and played well. They've got a lot of young players that went from, as Joe Dooley says, they went from young to old. They got a year's worth of playing experience, and they have really kind of bought into the system that Kim McNeil has brought in. They are a defensive pressure type team, and they are a transition team. They're going to run the floor up and down quickly, and I like what they've got on the floor. I like what they've brought in as far as some additional players, and of course, her name just slipped my mind. Is it Tanaya Thompson? I can't remember.
Yep, that's right.
Thank you. Tanaya. She had an impressive freshman year. I'm looking forward to seeing what she does her sophomore year. So and of course, this is just my opinion. I mean, I'm not one that breaks down X's and O's and things like that. I just look from a fan perspective. I really like what Kim McNeil has done with that team and what she's going to put out on the floor, and I think they're going to be better than a lot of people expect.
Ronnie, very rare that both the men's and women's team have veteran returning players on a roster. It seems like, especially on the men's side, we're rebuilding every single year. But you mentioned with the men, everybody coming back, and nice to have a little continuity with the women as well.
Yeah, definitely. And it starts with some star power too. I mean, obviously with Jaden Gardner. It's easier when you know your best player is somebody that's known around the league and really around the country to some extent. I mean that's a big factor, and the same goes for the women. Again, I mean LaShonda Monk, and I kind of throw Raven Johnson in there a little bit. I mean she's one of their better scorers, and she's a senior. But LaShonda Monk was the defensive player of the year in the league, so obviously people in the league know about her. So yeah, I mean I agree with Shirley. From the women's side, I think they have the door is wide open for a lot of teams on the women's side. I think ECU could easily get into the mix near the top there, close to it. And it's tougher on the men's side for sure. UConn's exit wasn't nearly as much of an impact just as far as standings and stuff as the women. It's a totally different situation from the men and the women with UConn. But yeah, I think ECU for the men is trying to make that same kind of climb and get to the middle and kind of just move up as far as they can. So yeah, I mean Jaden, it starts with him, and you can rattle off from Tremont Robinson White to Tristan Newton to Suggs. I mean the starting five and beyond are getting used to, or maybe already used to some extent, playing with each other. So the other guys for the men too. Luigi DeBow played 2 games last year. Maybe we got to see just a little piece of it as a center, and then Charles Coleman had to take over from there from injuries. So I'm excited to see him play, just his kind of defense and energy and what he can bring. I think that's another guy that's going to come back from injury that could really kind of improve the Pirates, especially on the defensive side. So a lot of moving pieces, but I think a lot of talent with ECU hoops as well, and it just kind of comes down to how they can put it together and obviously how the season flows. It's going to be a unique and different season for sure, and maybe having some veteran players will help, kind of during that process.
Ronnie Woodward joining us. Good stuff, Ronnie. Talking a little hoops. We'll be doing more of that on our Monday chats with you. Ronnie, before we let you go, and I know a lot of people have talked about this, for people that I know, you're probably the biggest Jeopardy fan I know, and you watch it religiously. One night, you and your wife were going to compete in Sports Trivia at A.J. McMurphy's. You had me change the TV to Jeopardy. You are a big-time fan, so I know the passing of Alex Trebek was tough news for you to hear over the weekend.
It was, yeah. It kind of stinks, man. Because I guess we all kind of knew this was coming, but it's going to be weird eventually. And yeah, actually Sarah and I this afternoon both been home and watched the 2020 special from last night, I think on ABC, about it. So that was kind of cool to see because it was an upbeat type of thing, and he talked about, I'm sure they kind of made it, prepackaged it beforehand, it looked like, because Alex talked about what this might be like and like different things and how he wanted to kind of go out and be remembered. So yeah, I've done some searches today and looked at some different stuff. I saw a little bit ago, actually, I think they're going to continue to just show the Jeopardy shows, I'm assuming starting tonight. I don't know if they might take a break or not, but he's taped through Christmas, basically, that they can show. So they're going to air the shows, like his final shows that they've already taped, and the last one's going to be Christmas Day, so that'll be pretty cool. But yeah, it's tough, for sure. But I will still tune in for sure, at least through Christmas or whatever they decide to kind of do with it. And yeah, it stinks for sure, and we'll keep watching. I guess all we can do and see see what they do. But eventually, if and when they maybe replace him and continue on the show, it will definitely look different. And it's been a heck of a ride in the last few years for sure.
Yeah,
it's been neat to watch.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Jeopardy fan, as you know, and not a fun few days on that front.
He was in our living rooms for almost our entire adult lives for sure, and going back even longer than that. Ronnie, appreciate you joining us today, man. We will catch up with you coming up Friday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate.
That sounds good. Thanks for having me, and hope we'll be back in the studio soon. So maybe Friday.
All right, sounds good. There's Ronnie Woodward joining us on the program today. Let's get another break in, Shirley. We'll come back and then close out this hour to get you set for Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. We got a giveaway coming up today out of the booty bag. What's on tap, Shirley Rhodes?
Oh, give me 1 second. Let me find my sheets so I can tell you exactly what we're going to do today. We are going to let's do free lunch at CPW's.
Free lunch, CPW's on the line in Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. We're back with more after this.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
Let's turn a trip to the branch into a tap on your phone. Let's hit pause on a lost debit card without hitting pause on life. That's how First National Bank is redefining convenience with a top-rated mobile app that puts more security and control at your fingertips and friendly people to help you succeed right by your side. Let's get started at fnb-online.com or your local First National Bank. FNB member FDIC.
This is Brandon Tate with Firstborn Food Distribution, and coming up on Saturday, November 21st, we're going to feed 5,000 people. We need two things. One, we need you to help volunteer and help deliver this food. Two, we need your money. It costs over $16,000 to do this, and we need you to step up to the plate with your wallets and your time. To donate or volunteer, please visit pr927fm.com and click on our ad. Firstborn Food Distribution. Come feed your neighbors.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
Hey, Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and get things done right with a John Deere tractor package from Quality Equipment. You can't afford to lose on your home turf, so we'll help you get the driveway done right at the right price. Right now, our 1023E driveway package starts as low as $148 per month. So get quality done right before every ECU football weekend. Visit QualityEquip.com. Offer ends 12/31/2020. Subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs, 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
Over 32 years ago, the Ronald McDonald House of Eastern North Carolina opened its doors as a place to help families stay together and close to the care they need when they have a sick child. With the addition of a second Ronald McDonald House inside the Maynard Children's Hospital, our need to serve is greater than ever as the medical community flourishes. Help us expand our mission of keeping families close as we grow to meet that need. You can show your support by making a donation to the Ronald McDonald House. Visit our website today at rmhenc.org for more information. Thank you for your support.
This is Touchdown Tony Collins, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Hey, watch all of Pirate Radio's local programming on YouTube Live. Go to YouTube and search for Pirate Radio TV and subscribe today. Watch Pirate Radio Live Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 and the Bud Light pregame tailgate and the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter on game days. Just go to YouTube and search Pirate Radio TV and subscribe. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
We're back. You want to talk about this on the air?
Sure.
In hour 3, we'll talk about why it is Victory Monday for you and a triple loser Monday for you, Troy D.
Yeah, this has been a tough weekend, buddy.
Tough stuff.
For at least teams of local Troy D interest.
Yeah. Well, I tweeted yesterday that every team I like hates my guts. It feels that way sometimes when I watch Washington lose on Sundays.
Yeah, I'm not so sure it's personal, but I know
it is. It's personal.
I don't think they're doing it intentionally to harm you.
When they drop a pass, they look at the camera and say, "That was for you, Clip."
That's you, Clip.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
the Bears lost. The Pirates lost. My NASCAR team's lost.
Yeah, rough weekend. But it's sports, Troy D.
There's redemption.
And there's more games coming up this week.
Yeah, and you're giving me a chance for redemption. We'll talk about it.
What the hell? Well,
it's a great story. I mean, to me, it's kind of like life. When you get knocked down, you have a choice. You either stay down or you get back up.
Mm-hmm. The Bears have decided to stay down for 3 straight weeks. But they could get back up next Monday night.
They could.
Right here on Pirate Radio.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. We got a giveaway out of the booty bag. We have our big calls of the fifth quarter. We've got our Mark Lindsay question of the week. We got so much to get to in hour 3.
Bonus questions too. I put in a request for that.
Shirley might have some more Mark Lindsay.
I love the. Is it the big question or the weak question of the week? Is what I wanted to call it.
I just got question of the week. However you want to describe it. Yeah.
And then I'm going to break down the common opponents between East Carolina.
Troy D's common opponents.
You know, I love these stats to consider. So the common opponents between East Carolina and Cincinnati, if you read the tea leaves right, it could tell you what could happen this weekend.
Those numbers might not be pretty to hear. We shall see. I don't know. I haven't looked them up.
Oh, Ryan Robinson, I think you mentioned.
Ryan Robinson, I did not mention.
Oh, we're going to have Ryan Robinson from ECU on, too.
You know what? I totally forgot about that. So I'm glad you mentioned it.
Well, Assistant AD will join us.
Because I got a million things here.
Yeah, I know. We got a lot to get to, but Ryan will talk with us, too, coming up in mere moments.
All right. We will take a timeout, come back, hour 3, Pirate Radio Live on the way after this.
You've seen it on TV, and now you can experience it for yourself. Introducing the Warrior Zone, Greenville's first and ever only Ninja Warrior training facility. This is John from the Warrior Zone, where community, fun, and fitness collide. We offer weekly ninja training classes, memberships, one-on-one coaching, competition teams, and open gym. Not a ninja? No problem. We work with everyone and want people to feel encouraged when they leave Warrior Zone. Make your life better with Ninja Fun at the Warrior Zone. Old Tall Road, next to Plant and See at warriorzone.ninja.
You don't need a big meeting. You don't need a birthday. You don't need any excuse at all. You just need to love subs. Times 12. Order the Jersey Mike's catering box today. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. Love Jersey Mike's subs? Love them times 12 with our new catering box. Packed full of a dozen individually wrapped subs. They're yours for the sharing. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Here today with the closed hand, also known as Denton Hardy to his friends and family. Why F3?
Because it's at a time in my life when I need a little bit of purpose and to get up in the morning and to get going for the day, it helps me.
One letter, one number, F3. Fitness, fellowship, and faith. All workouts are free of charge and open to all men. Leave no man behind, but leave no man where you find him. Learn more today at f3enc.com.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Cliff Godwin. Baseball is back at Clark LeClaire Stadium. We will be hosting several youth camps over the next couple months. All camps will be at Clark LeClaire Stadium, and all camps are open to participants between the ages of 7 and 13. Make sure to check out our camp website at cliffgodwinbaseballcamp.com for all camp details and registration information. And of course, go Pirates!
Hey Pirate fans, this is head coach Mike Houston. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been taking care of our athletes here at East Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or if it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experienced and professional services, call the folks who have been taking care of me and many of our fans in Pirate Nation, or visit them online at orthopedicseast.com. Go Pirates!
More meat ounces means more meat bounces. Get any papadilla like the new double cheeseburger papadilla for just $6. Papa John's.
Hey Pirate fans, the Papadillas are part sandwich, part pizza, and only $6 each. The new cheeseburger Papadilla is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
Hey guys, 'tis the season to shop Shimmer Boutique. It is your one-stop shop for the whole family this holiday season. This is Ashley from Shimmer, and supporting local is important. That's why we have the widest range of local North Carolina clothing. Shimmer carries a great variety of men's, youth, women's clothing, and jewelry as well. Plus, we will always help you pick out your gifts and even gift wrap them for free. Let's make holiday shopping easy and fun with Shimmer Boutique, located on Greenville Boulevard behind Starbucks, in Winterville besides New River Pottery, and in Jacksonville.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Atlantic Wireless, your local authorized U.S. cellular agent. Atlantic Wireless now offers home internet service. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find a store near you. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. University PC Care has been Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. University PC Care are the local tech support experts for any of your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. We got to open up the booty bag later this hour. Got the big calls of the U.S. Sailor 5th quarter call-in show. A lot to go here in hour number 3 as Troy D joins me inside the Pirate Radio studios. What's up, Troy?
Clip, good to see you again. Good to be with Shirley Glenn. Gang's all here, ready to roll. Exciting. And hour number 3 lined up.
Got a guest on the Fixed and Live line.
Let's go out and talk to Ryan Robinson, Assistant Athletic Director for ECU. Ryan, welcome back to the show. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Doing good. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to tell you, is Clip, was that with him in a shirt and tie, was that just a one-day thing, or
it was a 1
hour thing
required by management?
It was a 1 hour thing. Jeff Charles said he had never seen me in a tie, so I decided to brighten up his morning, Ryan, and wear one in here.
I thought it was a strong power move. A lot of people thought he might have had a court date, although courts are usually closed on Saturday. They were concerned there was a death in the family.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people projecting why. And very rare. I've seen you in a tie before, Clip. One time.
It made me uncomfortable.
Do you remember the time?
The picture made me uncomfortable.
And you look, I will say you look very good in the tie. So I've seen it now twice. Do you remember the first time I saw you in the tie?
I do not.
You were getting married.
Oh, well, there you go.
Flip wore a tie at his wedding.
I did, Ron. Is this why we have Ryan on to talk?
Actually, no, but I appreciate you paying attention, Ryan. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, Ryan.
No problem.
I'm always watching. I was talking to you. Always, you just
That's
never know
creepy.
who's out there.
I always feel like Ryan's watching me.
He's ready to correct us at any moment. Ryan, we talked off the air. You said you might have some news to break on the show, so I'll throw it to you. What's I didn't even ask you off the air. I don't know. You tell me. What's some interesting news here?
Well, and it goes back to Troy. As we talk about the We Believe Fund. I don't want to mention their name today, and when I get the permission, but we got a pretty substantial gift today where we're over the $215,000 mark since we started this fund on Friday, and we got a really substantial gift today. So that number is going to continue to go up. So it's pretty exciting news around the athletic department today.
Yeah, that's not awesome. Bad for a weekend. Ryan, let's talk about what the We Believe Fund is for folks tuned in, hearing about it for the first time. You guys put a release out there Friday afternoon about it, but a lot of folks may not be familiar with it right now. So let's discuss first, from your perspective, what you guys are doing.
Well, I want to say, too, we didn't put it out. A lot of times people put news out on Friday. We were actually working all week on it. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes technical stuff I'm not going to bother you with, so that's why we wanted to get it out before Saturday. But really, Troy, we sat down, we talked to the Pirate Club staff, we talked to an athletic staff, and John and I, and, I feel like we've been pretty transparent as an administration in what we're trying to do. And reality is right now, we're at a critical time, kind of a crossroads as we move forward with the deficit we're facing that was really kind of uncontrollable. And you're ending the year where you've already got so many donors that have made their annual fund donation. So you're kind of asking some of them, hey, can you go up 110, 115% this year to kind of help us out? And all the money is going to scholarships. Our bill last year was about $8.7 million. We were able to use about $4 million for scholarships. So the response has been incredible. I mean, within 20 minutes of us putting it out, we probably had $5,000. And what's so good about this is, it can be as little as $50. I mean, everything matters right now. But to go back to the start, I mean, it really was, hey, we're at a critical time. We're not going to hide from it. A lot of athletic departments in college are at the same place. And so we try to put out some kind of numbers at what we face for scholarships and where our budget ranks in the AAC. And I think people understand, and this place is so special. And I understand all the small businesses. I mean, yourself. So many businesses have been affected by this pandemic. So it's just kind of saying, hey, if you have anything, we would appreciate it to help us move forward. But like John has said, this is not a one-year deal. I mean, it's going to take us several years to get past this pandemic, however long it lasts.
Well, Ron Robinson joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. He is the Associate Athletic Director for ECU. And Ron, as you know, look, you guys inherited what I refer to as a hot mess in many ways when you guys came in here. And ECU had its fair share of the problems, of its own problems before this pandemic hit. This has only exacerbated the problem. It's made it worse. It's become an issue at schools that were fine before this. And now you're seeing other, when you see Clemson cut track and field completely, that's the university, that's Clemson University. Their budget's one of the biggest in the country, and they make as much as anybody on football. When you start seeing things like that, you realize this is not unique to East Carolina. This is all over the place. Obviously, we can only worry about what goes on here. You can't worry about every other university. You guys are trying to fix ECU's problems. But what is the path, because you've been hit with your cost-cutting measures with furloughs, you had to cut sports earlier this year. You guys have tried to trim the budget as much as you can. You still have to operate. There's been very little revenue coming in on the ticket side, as you know, due to no fault of your own. With the state mandates, there'll be very little revenue, if any, for basketball. Baseball's still up in the air. So what is the path? I've heard, the loss this year could be around the potentially north of $20 million mark. Is that still where this thing's headed?
Yeah, and I think you're right. I just think back to March before the conference basketball tournament, we had worked really hard as an administration where to kind of trim our deficit down to probably $5.5 million, which is probably the lowest it's been in a long time. We tried to be very efficient, made some moves, different things kind of behind the scenes, didn't fill some positions, and then bam, I mean, this pandemic hit, and it just keeps exacerbating where it could reach up to north of $20 million. And I think really it boils down to, Troy, I mean, you kind of said it, but you're operating as normal with your sports with no revenue coming in. That's not a really good business model. And it's kind of what we have to do right now as we wait this out. And you're exactly right. For basketball, we're not going to sell season tickets, but our hope is, maybe you get into January where we can open up single game tickets and get people in the arena. So really, in football, if we play, the last game, which will be on December 5th, we get that game, you're playing 4 of 6 scheduled games. So you're giving out a lot of refunds. You're hurt that way, parking, everything. It adds up. And, I would say right now $20 million is probably a safe thing. And we're trying different things. But the bottom line is we have to pay this scholarship money. And we're going to do that because the key is we've got to make sure our student athletes are getting a first-class experience because we want to continue to recruit kids to come here. I think this is an unbelievable university and community. And when you say the path going forward, I think the path is continue to find ways to create revenue and reduce expenses without hurting the product. And so you just move forward. I think our staff, man, has been so resilient. Like you said, we had to make some really tough decisions, and they've been resilient. I choose to be positive. I think everybody wakes up and they can choose to be positive or negative. I choose to be positive. I think John's been a great leader. But the reality is we've had to make tough decisions over the last 6 or 7 months, and hopefully we can kind of develop a plan to move forward. But I think the plan is you got to wait and see how long this pandemic until we can get people in the seats again.
Once again, talking to Ron Robinson from ECU Athletics. Ron, for folks that want to participate, want to donate, want to help with this shortfall, as you said, even if it's just $50, what's the easiest way for them to do so?
Easiest way is go to ECUPirates.com or ECUPirateclub.com, or you can always call the Pirate Club. We are working on some stuff where we are going to release, some items that have if you donate, have the We Believe logo that we created. So that stuff is coming. And just really appreciative of anything, and that's what makes this place special. Pirate Nation cares. I talked to several donors today. People weren't happy about Saturday, but just some of the words of, "Hey, we're going to get there. I feel good. We're going to get there." That's reassuring. But we'll keep moving forward, and we'll keep finding different ways. I talked to Eric Ward today in marketing, and we're going to do cutouts for basketball. The fan cutouts. So that's another thing we're going to add. We're just trying to figure out ways to keep our fans engaged because if you look at it, Troy, we haven't seen some of our fans at the end of football season. We won't see them for a whole year. And we want to make sure they remain engaged with Pirate Nation, Pirate Athletics.
It's tough when people fall off that long and can develop other habits for sure. While we got you on real quick, Ron, before we let you go, East Carolina's first 3 football games were postponed or canceled, depending how you want to look at it. We're down to the final 3 games of the season. Any chance that anything, even if it's not the teams that were originally scheduled, if there be any additions to the schedule on that December 5th or December 12th dates?
And that's the hope. And really what we're looking at, Troy, we have to save that date right now in case one of our final 3 conference games is canceled due to COVID. So we have been talking to some schools, and we'd like to look at getting a game on December 5th. You just can't schedule it right now because if something happened with our Cincinnati, SMU, or Temple game, the conference mandate is we'd have to play that game on December 5th. So if we play a game, we'd like it to be December 5th. And I'm hoping here in the next week or 2 that'll shake out. There are a lot of some schools that are interested in playing. Now, there'll probably be an FCS opponent. Marshall's they're doing the same thing with their conference where they've got to save that date. So we'll look at it. I'd love to have another game in Dowdy Fickens Stadium. Just being around there on Saturday, man, I just love our fans. A tough loss, but I enjoyed being there.
Ron, thanks for your time as always, man. Good catching up.
Hey, Troy, can I ask you one question before we go?
You may.
something that's been on my mind. I've been thinking about you today.
Uh-oh.
Are you a stick with Nick Foles or go to Trubisky kind of guy?
Oh, stick with Nick. That's easy. I don't even have to think about that. Yeah, they should have never gone with Trubisky to begin with. Yeah, the whole Trubisky thing was a disaster. So I've never been a Trubisky fan, and it was a huge mistake what they did to even draft him in the first place. So no, Nick's not the problem. Part of the problem's the play calling and the way they're running the offense. But I don't want to get off on a tangent on that.
All right, well, I appreciate you guys, and Clip, it's always good to hear your voice, man.
Yeah, that's a lot of good questions today.
Yeah, Ryan, this was good. We got to have you back. Maybe look forward to the day when we have Ryan Robinson back in studio. I'll know the pandemic's over when we have Ryan Robinson in studio with us.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Ryan,
I appreciate you guys.
All right,
Thanks, Ryan.
be safe, man. We'll see you soon. Take care.
Thanks, man.
All right, Ron Robinson with East
Double
Athletics.
R.
Always has some good information. But look, getting back to one of the things we wanted to have Ron on for was there's a massive shortfall this year. You know, he said that it could be well over $20 million the losses this year. The expenses continue to rack up. The revenue funds are very limited, if any, depending on the sport. And it's just a tough time right now to try and figure it out financially. So anything that people can do donation wise is graciously accepted.
Yeah, and maybe it is like taking a bucket of sand away from the desert, but that is a pretty good number that he said to have over a weekend from this new endeavor that
absolutely.
they're doing. That's great. That's fantastic.
I would've thought, wow, if they got a couple thousand on the first weekend.
Yeah,
I mean they had, what did he say? 200.
Yeah, plus.
Yeah, I was blown away by that number.
Well, keep it going.
Yeah,
that's great.
They just put it out there 2 days ago.
Exactly. Yeah. On a Friday news
and
dump.
Some people might be hearing about it for the first time. Honestly, just now.
Yeah.
So,
all right, good stuff with Ryan Robinson. Let's take a timeout, Shirley. We'll come back when we return. We got our big calls from the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. We got a lot to do in the remaining 40-plus minutes we have. So, we'll take a timeout, come back, more to go. Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Cadillac. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new 2020 Cadillac Escalade and save over $18,000 off. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, Pirate fans, it's another home game week for ECU football. And UBE wants to get you ready, whether you're going to the game or tailgating at home. They'll be open this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and special Sunday hours this weekend from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come in the store this Saturday or Sunday, and with any $50 purchase, you get a free ECU bar cap. But once again, that's just this Saturday and Sunday, and in-store purchases only. UBE, serving the Pirate Nation for over 50 years.
Do you think you or your employees might have been exposed to COVID-19? ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral needed. Same-day results available. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers easy employer solutions to COVID-19 testing. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville is located across from Vidant Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. Call for an appointment or walk in. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville, 215-5688 or arcpointlabs.com.
Cold weather is here, and some families in our area need help to stay warm. Greenville Utilities' Neighbor to Neighbor program provides help for those who need temporary assistance with their heating costs. You can make a difference. Your tax-deductible donation can be added to your GUC bill each month, or you can make a one-time donation. And GUC matches all donations up to $20,000 each year. Consider helping a neighbor stay warm this winter with GUC's Neighbor to Neighbor program. For more information, call 752-7166 or visit GUC.com.
Hidden phone trade-ins, hidden plan requirements, hidden catches. You won't find them at U.S. Cellular because we speak fair. Plus, when you switch right now, you can get the latest phones free. Upgrade to Fair. Upgrade to U.S. Cellular. Requires new postpaid service plan, new line port in, credit approval, qualified smartphone purchase, and comes via monthly bill credit on a 30-month RIC. Taxes, fees, and additional terms apply.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Looking for your next career opportunity? How about some extra cash to help pay for school? Your locally owned and operated Dixon Foods McDonald's is hiring, and they would love to have you as part of the McFamily. They offer flexible hours, competitive pay, and financial support to pursue your education through McDonald's Archways to Opportunity program. Come join the family at McDonald's. Don't let this financial opportunity pass you by. Please visit DixonFoods.com to apply.
Did you know that every year in the United States, 7,000 people become HVAC technicians? But did you also know that every year, 10,000 HVAC technicians retire? This is HB Moore with Tradesformers, a youth apprenticeship program designed to connect talented students with growing industry trades in our area. November is National Apprenticeship Month, and we encourage anyone interested in joining the growing trade workforce to visit tradesformers.com to learn more and to get started. The possibilities and career paths ahead of you are endless.
This is Stephen Igo, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Atlantic Wireless, your local authorized U.S. cellular agent. Atlantic Wireless now offers home internet service. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find a store near you. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Taking a look at your stock market report for today. It was a good day for the Dow. It was up 834 points and closed at 29,157. The NASDAQ, however, fell 181 and closed out at 11,713, and the S&P was up 41 points at 3,550. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome back to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock, Troy D.
A little positive news today, Clip. I saw Pfizer could be on the verge of a vaccine. They've been fast-tracking it. 90% effective, they're saying. So the market's reacting favorably to that news. So that could be, I don't care who you are, that's good news. So whether you choose to take it or not is up to you. But it's not out yet, but it looks like in trials it has been very effective.
That is very positive. We will be with you coming up Friday, 3:30 on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. After the game, the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show, special edition of the Press Box.
Yeah, 3
Friday
o'clock,
as well.
A little pregame to the pregame. That should be a lot of fun. So look forward to you and Brian Bailey and our crew in that.
So Saturday was not the result we wanted, but we'll always be here with you on our pregame and postgame, and had another great day of programs. The pregame was a lot of fun as always. The postgame, very active with people calling in after the ECU lost to Tulane.
And I knew it. I remember when I talked to you last Thursday, Clip, I just felt I was too excited about this game. I was too pumped up. I said every time I get pumped up and I think East Carolina's going to pull it off, I'll get let down. And this is exactly what happened. I just felt like, man, this is a game. We're going to channel this energy and momentum and anger from the Tulsa game into the Tulane game, and it just did not materialize.
That it did not. A lot of disappointed Pirate fans on Saturday, and let's hear some of those calls right now. The big calls of the fifth quarter for ECU Tulane.
The big calls of the fifth quarter.
We'll get to Cameron in Greenville first. Hey, Cameron.
Embarrassing, pathetic, but hey, we diverted back to the old ECU the past few years today. I'm very disappointed. I believe we've turned a lot of corners this season so far, even though we're now 1-5. But today we just absolutely laid an egg, and I just want to end with this. I want to call out Ronnie Woodward for the pregame tailgate show. Listening to him say that Tulane is not talented, I almost wanted to scream and call you guys instantly. What a horrible, horrible thing to say. Tulane is talented. They're fast. As soon as Ronnie Woodward said that, I was like, East Carolina's going to get blown out today because Ronnie Woodward just dinks it. But anyways, that's blasphemy to say that Tulane's not talented.
Kenny is up next in Blunt's Creek. Hey, Kenny.
Hey, Clip.
after the last 3 weeks, a promise, man. We go down to South Florida and we look great. Pretty good game. We played Navy, and if we got a quarterback, we win that game. We get robbed last week, and like, man, God, we're right on the cup of being a decent and a pretty good football team. We're turning the page. I really thought that. And I told my daughter on the way over today for the game, I said, I would not be shocked if we lay an egg. And then, same thing the guy just said. Ronnie Woodward gave us the kiss of death.
Is that Tammy up in Goldsboro? Hello, Tammy.
Hey, how are you?
All right.
I'm not going to ask. Well, I shouldn't have asked you how you are.
Too late.
Because you're not any better than I am.
Yep, you're right.
But pretty disappointed today all around. Where was the offensive line, which we haven't had much of? Holton was getting killed the entire time. The defense. Where we must have left them back in wherever we played the last game.
Bill is up next in Elizabeth City. Hey, Bill.
Hey, fellas. How's it going? Thank you for taking my call. We prepared all summer, apparently, for Navy, and we played very well against Navy, but lost the game. Had a bye week against Tulsa. Played very well against Tulsa, but we all know what happened there. But today, when we just looked a little obviously flat today on both sides of the ball, and I don't know. I'm not questioning coaching or anything like that, but I don't know. It's like is Tulane that better than we are? I think they did definitely beat us on the line in a lot of ways, but I don't know. We just did not look prepared today.
Tommy is on the way to Wilmington. Hey, Tommy.
What happened today was, and going to keep happening, people calling, what happened? It's the offensive defensive line, y'all. And you can see it, Coach Smith can see it. I mean, they just beat the dickens out of us on both sides of the ball. They did nothing fancy really all day long. Occasionally they blitzed on defense, but mainly it was a bull rush. It wasn't even any stunts or anything like that. They just bull rushed us and pushed us right back into Holton all day long. And so that enables them to, play different defensive backfield, tighter coverages, and it was tough.
John is up in Kitty Hawk. Hey, John.
We talk about financial support. We have 130,000 living alumni. We are lucky to have this year 5,000 Pirate Club members, and they are all not alumni. Now, that doesn't include the student Pirate Club that inflates it when they put out numbers. They're not supporting the program, and quite honestly, there are times we have people who've got a great tailgating school. We have people that come, park, tailgate, don't give a dime, get in the car and go home and watch the game. And until people realize that it's not a free ride, we're going to always be struggling financially.
Owen in Tampa. Owen, what do we do to deserve this phone call? I haven't heard from you in a while.
I wanted to check on Coach Smith, man. The man said punt so many times during his drive summaries, I thought he had Tourette's. Coach, for those of us who are not up to date on all of our football vocab, is it true that the RPO stands for run, punt, obligation? Because that is the offense we are running.
I'm going to write that one down.
Well,
I can remember.
I'm tired of getting demolished for, 5 years, 6 years, whatever the hell it is. I'm tired of it.
I know.
I don't call no more.
I know.
It's why Scotty Montgomery sucked the life out of my damn soul.
I mean, tell me about it.
Yeah, I know. You look dead every time you talk about him, Rick.
Oh, I spent 1 year with that guy.
I'm tired of it, and I understand, you got to be patient, yada, yada, yada. But I don't care. I don't.
All right, Owen in Tampa don't care. And that was a humorous yet sad call from Owen in Tampa.
Hearing his voice again makes me realize how much I miss his calls.
I missed Owen.
And I was putting this out to you. I'm putting an APB? Yeah, All Points Bulletin.
RPO.
Out for Captain Bill. Is Captain Bill okay? Where's Captain Bill been? He's, you know, love him or hate him. He was one of the most entertaining callers you had.
Yeah. He was.
Where is he? Captain Bill, if you're listening, we want to hear from you Friday night.
We suck. This ain't no football team.
This could be a good night for Captain Bill to call.
We have not heard from him all season.
Yeah, I mean, it's right in his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Could be.
So it was good to hear from Owen again, though, the other night on the fifth quarter. A lot of people going after Ronnie Woodward. That was entertaining.
Well, I mean, Ronnie deserves it. Yeah. Guy's been a hack for a long... No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Ronnie. No, Ronnie's a nice guy. You know, it's interesting that they were mad at him for not... It wasn't about East Carolina. He wasn't bashing ECU. He wasn't giving Temple enough credit. Tulane, Jesus, I'm going to get Temple.
Tulane, Temple, Tulsa.
All
Tulane,
these T
Temple,
names
Tulsa.
just messes me up, Clip.
Tulane, Temple, Tulsa.
He wasn't giving. Now you got me messed up. He wasn't giving
yourself up.
Tulane enough credit, and I found it humorous that people were mad at him for that.
They are not talented, according to Ronnie Woodward.
Yeah, and he kind of stuck by it today. It seemed like
kind of.
Did he double down?
No, because he said I shouldn't have quoted. Play the Ronnie Woodward kiss of death real quick, Shirley.
I don't know. I was just not impressed. We've had this conversation for like 2 months now, but Tulane's talent, I know they're really well coached and like they have some different things. They have some bounce back that you talked about a little bit ago, but the talent just doesn't blow you away. Like this is a game where ECU should win or should be a good game at least. So
you're a staunch Tulane denier.
I mean, they're just not that talented.
I want to call out Ronnie Woodward.
That was they're just not that talented. He said he shouldn't have made that quote.
If they're not that talented, what does it unfortunately say about East Carolina, who fell to them 38-21?
That we're not that talented. I don't know. That was a rough one on Saturday.
Well, Luke Fick will say this is the best team he's faced all season.
I doubt he'll say that.
$100 for you if you can get him to say it.
But he will talk about how awesome ECU is, and I'm going to play that for you on Thursday, Troy, to pump you up.
Will we be one of the toughest teams he's faced all season?
Will Mike Houston say Cincinnati? They're the second toughest team we play all season.
I don't know. Cincinnati's sitting at number, in case you're not paying attention, number 7 in the country right now.
Yep.
And we were talking about this at lunch today. They're going for style points. This isn't one of these things where I think fourth quarter rolls around, if they're up big, they put in their backups. I think they're looking to make a statement. They're trying to get in the Final Four. They can't afford a close loss to East Carolina. They need a blowout from their perspective.
Yeah.
So this could, ECU better be ready to go all 4 quarters.
Cincinnati has as good a shot at the Final Four as ECU does. Just throwing that out there.
I mean, they are a legit it depends.
I know they are, but they're not going to be invited to the party.
I know it's rigged. I understand. But they are still going to make a case and want to have an undefeated season, and they want to look good in the process.
And again, I want some expansion to this Final Four, this college football playoff, because if it was even 6 teams, if it was 8 teams, Troy, Cincinnati
or 12
would be in. I mean, I'd love their chances to be in, but with the 4, and especially what happened over the weekend.
Should be every conference champion and then a few open slots.
What happened over the weekend almost sealed the deal. Now, the teams have to take care of business, but it's going to be Bama, it's going to be Ohio State, Trevor's going to come back, they're going to beat Notre Dame, it's going to be Clemson and Notre Dame. Those are the 4.
You're right.
I mean,
I know.
It's almost a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, it's almost like a wrestling script.
Yeah, we're writing those. They're facing off at WrestleMania. We already got our path there.
Yeah. Doesn't mean it will be any less fun to watch.
Enjoy all these Monday Night Raws every weekend.
But the big show's already set.
Yeah. We already got that penciled in. All right, let's take another timeout, Troy. We'll come back. We'll get the Mark Lindsay question of the week.
Oh, I love these. These are a lot of fun. Never disappoints. I've got my stat of the week, too.
Troy D's stat of the week. We got a big... I tell you what, Shirley, we should probably make somebody a winner right about now.
Booty everywhere. Booty everywhere.
We got a million things to do, Troy. All right, I'm going to do this. You do that.
Take care of the booty
Shirley,
bag
you
first.
do this. I'm going to do that. 317-1250, caller 12. Lunch free lunch at CPW's is on the line. 317-1250. Caller 12 is a winner.
And I want to remind you about my friend Tony Corey. If you are looking to buy or sell a business, a lot of people don't know where to start. Well, here's where you start. You call Tony Corey. His personal number, 347-9606. He is with Transworld Business Advisors. He's local here to Greenville in Eastern North Carolina. He's lived here for decades. He now can help you buy or sell a business. So if you want to get in business for yourself, you don't know where to start, but you're tired of running someone else's business, or you're ready to take a step up for a franchise, they can assist you with that. If you're looking to sell your business and don't know where to start, that's what they do. They help people sell their businesses every single day with Transworld Business Advisors. They've got over 150,000 pre-qualified buyers already in their database. There's a lot of people looking to move to Eastern North Carolina, too, that may want to buy your business. So give Tony Corey a call, 347-9606. For more information, you can visit him online, transworldeast.com.
Take a time out, come back, more to go. Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is former ECU tight end Bryce Williams from my friends at the Auto Store Group. Thanksgiving is coming up and the Auto Store Group wants to feed your family with our turkey giveaway. For a chance to be a winner, simply go to asgcars.com/turkey giveaway and fill out the registration form. There is no purchase necessary and winners will be announced on Saturday, November 21st. Wouldn't a free turkey this year be awesome? Sign up today at asgcars.com/turkey giveaway. The Auto Store Group, go Pirates!
Hi, this is Scott Muller with Clean Eats. Carol and I would like to personally thank all of you for supporting Clean Eats so well through these tough times. We are blessed to have such a great community helping us weather the storm. If you're having trouble consistently eating healthy, go to cleaneats.com and click on meal plans and give our tasty and affordable meals a try. Or stop by the cafe for lunch and let us show you just how simple and easy it is to get started and stay on track. Clean Eats, it's a lifestyle. 805 Red Banks Road, Arlington Village.
You know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance. The no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
Weekdays are a great time to visit North Carolina State Parks. The best time to learn about nature is to be able to look, listen, and feel its natural beauty. A visit to the North Carolina State Parks is perfect for homeschoolers, scout groups, and teachers looking for a fun field trip during the week. You'll be amazed at all the natural wildlife you'll see when you experience the beauty of each North Carolina State Park. Visit ncparks.gov to get all the information on the closest park near you.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Corey Scott, former ECU Baseball All-American. During my playing days, I specialized on the field as a closer. Now, as your mortgage loan officer, I am once again specializing in closing. But this time, I am closing for you, not just the Pirates. At Movement Bank, we offer portfolio loans such as 100% doctor loans with no PMI, home equity lines of credit, and jumbo loans, all at historically low rates. Contact me today, and I will be your closer. Call Coach Corey at 378-5252. That's 378-5252. And go Pirates.
While other folks come and go, Greenville Pool & Supply has been your local pool store in Greenville and Eastern North Carolina for over 40 years. Are you finding yourself spending more time at home than ever before? If so, turn your backyard into a vacation destination. Greenville Pool has pools for any size backyard. Choose from the very popular fiberglass, classic vinyl, or custom concrete. If you order your pool now, it could be in by this spring. If you're ready for a pool, contact the pros at Greenville Pool & Supply.
Let us help you get back to business.
This is Donald Stocks
and Justin Judge of PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
We're ready to assist your business with branded PPE. Would you like face masks with your logo? We can do that. Plus custom social distancing signage.
Now is the time to ramp up your marketing efforts. Whether it's cutting edge, contactless, touchless marketing, or traditional direct mail, we can do it all.
We are PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
This is Sam Jones inviting you to join us for lunch, dinner, or takeout at Sam Jones Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out fresh food cooked over wood every single day. That's our Eastern North Carolina whole hog barbecue, slow-cooked chicken, smoked turkey, and spare ribs. There are no freezers here. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I'll bet you'll be able to taste the difference in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Atlantic Wireless, your local authorized U.S. cellular agent. Atlantic Wireless now offers home internet service. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find a store near you. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Atlantic Wireless is your local authorized U.S. cellular agent and now offers curbside service and free home delivery. In addition to phone service, Atlantic Wireless has a great selection of tablets and now offers home internet service. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find a store near you. And congratulations to Pam Odom of Winterville, picked up free lunch at CPW's. And CPW's is back and open every day for lunch. Their classic menu is also back with all of your favorites like tortellini CPW's, Cajun chicken and pasta, classic lasagna, the garbage pizza, the stromboli, calzone, Atlantic salmon, Cajun fried shrimp wrap, and more. Start every meal off with your favorite beverage and CPW's fresh baked bread and garlic butter. CPW's is back open for lunch in the Stanton Square Shopping Center next to the hospital, and you can follow CPW's on Facebook for daily updates. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, thank you, Shirley. Welcome back into the show. Troy D here.
Got a little ECU news for you, Clip.
All right.
University, as you know, still looking for a new chancellor.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like this process has gone on for like 10 years, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been a while since Cecil Staten stepped down.
It has. It's not really on my front burner, but you're right. It has.
They're down to the final two. The final two candidates have been sent up to the UNC system up in Chapel Hill for a final decision, ultimately by the president of the system.
Decision 2020.
Yeah. So that do
they do this by vote? And
I hope not. They hope to have this person in place relatively soon, at least by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Ron Mitchelson, who's the interim chancellor for ECU, announcing that he is going to be he'll step down as soon as the new chancellor's in place, but he is going to be retiring from ECU June 30th of 2021. So,
I believe he said on this show for the first time publicly he would not be seeking
candidate, correct.
To be
a lot of people had hoped that maybe he could have the role for a few years, let things settle down, get us through this pandemic, and then find when steady the waters a little bit, and then bring in a new chancellor. New chancellor coming in with a lot of issues. There's a lot of challenges at ECU right now. So
no doubt
they're going to have to find a special person to be able to solve these. And look, I hope they can do it. The track record last time, as far as with Cecil, was not great, but hopefully they can not misfire this time. This is a very important hire for the future of the university.
No doubt about it. Speaking of special people, Mark Lindsay, a special person, Rivals, ECU. He is a friend of the show. He was on the sports bar before. We talked to him when we used to go out to the group gatherings of media. And
Mark's a unique,
very unique
story. He used to just be a message board poster, and went from message board poster back in the late 90s, 2000s to developing a website, and then being kind of his own one-man band type of deal. But a lot of people old school Pirates would know him as OTM. But I've known Mark a long time, like Mark. We get along great.
He's a funny, quirky kind of guy.
Yeah, he and interesting school of broadcasting he went to, because he definitely has a unique style of the way he delivers questions.
Well, we got our Mark Lindsay question of the week. We did this a couple weeks ago when Morgan Ehlers was here, and I got him live to intro it.
Okay.
And so I've been able to put that onto the question. So
pro move.
Shirley, let's get our Mark Lindsay question of the week to Mike Houston earlier today.
And now, the Mark Lindsay question of the week.
So
carrying on with that a little bit, Tulane kind of threw the ball the first 5 times in the ball game, and maybe the first 6 or 7 times out of the first 10 plays, it seems like. Got yourselves into a bit of a track meet. Was this by design, or was this the sort of thing where you want to stretch them out a little bit and get them running all over the field as well, or is there going to be more emphasis on the run game, or what do you have to do in terms of running the football to be successful against Cincinnati?
I'm a little confused. Just what exactly do you want me to answer? Do you want to address Tulane or Cincinnati?
Well, we seem to throw the ball an awful lot last week, just like he said. Is that going to be the case this week, or can you be successful doing that, or do you have to be able to run the football to be successful against Cincinnati?
Well, I think we would like to be balanced. I've been consistent with that all throughout. I mean, I don't want to be one-dimensional. And last week, I did think that we, Tulane made us very much one-dimensional. And so I think we've got to do a better job of being balanced this week. Certainly, we'll have to be able to throw the ball effectively against Cincinnati, but we'd like to run the ball effectively also. It's Coach Kirkpatrick and the staff have been working diligently since early Sunday morning to try to come up with the game plans that can give us our best opportunity for success.
All right, Mike Houston answers the question was finally asked, I guess, and Mike Houston answered it.
Mark talks himself into a pretzel.
He does.
He gets all twisted and turned around, and then if he wouldn't spend 10 minutes pontificating, you just get to the question, it'll be fine.
That's happened to me before. It happens to the best of us.
It happens to him every week.
It seems to happen often with Mark Lindsay. In fact, we got some of his greatest hits from years past, Shirley, if you want to hit a couple of those.
Blake, where do you feel like you've learned the most about your defense so far? What have they gotten better at, best, and besides what you just talked about, where they got to get better at?
best, better, good, better, best.
Good, better, best.
Yeah, he just missed the good there. What are you good at? What are you better at? What are you best at?
All right.
How do you feel like you match up against this particular ball club as you come into this week? That's a pretty that could play at the higher level. For sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
He ends that one.
That could play at a higher level. I've heard that 5-10 times by now. I still don't understand it.
I know. He doesn't either. All right. What else, Charlie?
What do you turkeys got cooked up for Thanksgiving here?
Hopefully try to get a little momentum going here. And
Mark, a man of the holidays.
What do you turkeys
always
got
topical. That was a pre-Thanksgiving question.
The coaches love to be referred to as turkeys, I've heard, too.
That was David Blackwell, I believe. Hit that one again, Shirley. What are you turkeys?
What do you turkeys got cooked up for Thanksgiving here?
I love that.
Hopefully try to get a little momentum going here. And
what else, Shirley?
So you come out of the Carolina game a couple of plays away from blowing them up. Do you guys realize that, or what are your thoughts? That
wasn't the Carolina game.
Or the Carolina game, excuse me, the A&T game.
That was Big Dog Glenn Griffin.
Yeah, that wasn't even the coach correcting him. That was our Big Dog correcting him.
See, I think
it's the right game.
Kind of comical. I guess Glenn had enough of it for that day and was not feeling the
shut him down.
The comedic aspect of that. That's not the Carolina game. That was awesome.
I was there that day. I remember looking over at Glenn and going, "What did he just say?" Glenn said it to him.
It's not the Carolina game. Yeah. And now I'm reminded of, Troy, what you were talking about a moment ago. When Morgan was on, it was when he was referencing some kind of band.
This was last week.
It was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And I can't. What band was he talking about, Shirley? I don't have the clip.
Oh yeah, that was one of the best.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
I think he was talking about the Romantics talking in your sleep.
Yes.
You played it for me the other day, and I missed it. And you're like, you got to hear this one.
Yeah,
we got to get that in the montage.
And we played it with when Morgan was here.
I know why, because it wasn't marked.
Yeah, it's one of the Mike Houston cuts.
Yeah, it's one of them. It says Mike Houston, but we'd have to go back and try to find it.
Yeah,
how ironic that we didn't have it marked for Mark.
Well
done. God. Glenn Griffin was the original God when he said it's not Carolina.
Yeah.
He's the original God.
If an eye roll could speak,
the OG.
I've seen Glenn roll his eyes when a lot of people ask their stupid questions.
So hard.
That it would have this sound when it.
God. That was from the Mike McCarthy.
And we only kid with Mark because we're friends with him.
We like him. If we didn't like him, we
and he's got a good sense of humor about it.
I was telling that to somebody yesterday. Jenny, in fact.
Yeah.
Jenny, if I didn't like you, I wouldn't be so mean to you. I'm mean to you because I love you.
Yeah.
You know, one of those things.
Yeah.
I told more junk to my friends than I do
If
my
we
enemies.
didn't like you, we'd do it behind your back.
Right. Instead of right to your face. Yeah, exactly. All right. Let's get our final break in, Troy D. We'll talk about my losing weekend that turned into a winner. Your triple losing weekend.
Yeah, my stat to consider.
We got Troy's stat to consider.
Got a lot to do.
We got our double or nothing game coming up next week that we'll talk about. We got a lot going on. We'll wrap up the show when we return with more to go on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Cliff Godwin. Baseball is back at Clark LeClaire Stadium. We will be hosting several youth camps over the next couple months. All camps will be at Clark LeClaire Stadium, and all camps are open to participants between the ages of 7 and 13. Make sure to check out our camp website at cliffgodwinbaseballcamp.com for all camp details and registration information. And of course, go Pirates!
What's the big deal?
Where can you get pizza, bread twists, specialty chicken, and more for just $5.99 each?
Is it at Domino's?
He hands off hand toss pizza and a marble cookie brownie. He's going!
There's a lot of variety on the radio and at Domino's too, where you can
Mix and match 2 or more. $5.99 each at Domino's.
2-item minimum. Pan pizza, bone-in wings, and bread bowls will be extra. Ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary.
It's the season for warmer clothes, hot apple cider, and changing leaves. But what doesn't change and what won't change is our commitment to your complete satisfaction each and every time you visit our dealership. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Complete customer satisfaction isn't just a seasonal thing, it's delivered every day. That's why we are the place to find your next truck or SUV. Come in and get you one. Phelps Chevrolet. Visit today or see us on the web.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. Doc has retired. I'll have some thoughts next.
This football season, prepare your taste buds for the most iconic sports watching drink of all time, Pepsi. Designed to power even the most passionate of armchair quarterbacks, Pepsi has everything you need to start strong, keep you in the zone, and recover from those triumphant wins.
Before I was just your average football fan, but thanks to Pepsi, I'm a football watching MVP. Nothing can stop me from cheering my team on to victory or overreacting when the ref makes a bad call. What do you mean he wasn't in? That looks like 2 feet to me.
With refreshing deliciousness specially formulated to keep your eye on the ball and mouth-watering fizziness to help you power through game day, Pepsi is the premier football watching beverage.
I used to care when Mike cheered so hard he spilled nacho cheese on my carpet or wiped buffalo sauce on my new couch. But thanks to Pepsi, I'm so in the zone, even Mike can't ruin my football party. See? Don't even care.
So this football season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink made for football watching. Pepsi, that's what I like.
His name is Mike Emmerich, known as Doc Emmerich, and recognized as the premier hockey play-by-play announcer of his generation. At age 74, he announced his retirement from NBC and will move into a new chapter in his life in St. Clair, Michigan, a town just outside of Port Huron, Michigan, where he got his career started as the voice of the Port Huron Flags in the old International Hockey League. The name Doc comes from a doctorate's degree he earned at Bowling Green. He kicked around the minor leagues and then got his NHL break with the New Jersey Devils. From small town LaFountain, Indiana, where his parents were educators, he was influenced by play-by-play announcer Bob Chase, who served as the voice of the Fort Wayne Comets for an astounding 63 years. Doc went to a hockey game as a youngster and decided right then and there he wanted to be a play-by-play announcer. He was known for his descriptive presentation and known for his first-class, humble demeanor. He'll rescue animals now in retirement, a man with a kind heart who just happened to be a great play-by-play announcer. Mike Doc Emmerich, a hockey treasure. Come back again next time and we'll visit Inside the Booth.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now, during hurricane season, is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me.
I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Atlantic Wireless, your local authorized U.S. cellular agent. Atlantic Wireless now offers home internet service. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find a store near you. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. For the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. Join the close to 50,000 followers today at PR927FM. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, thank you, Shirley Rhodes, Glenn Griffin, today producing the program. Troy D here in a fast-moving hour number 3 that flew by. But we still have time, Troy, to get your Troy D Monday stat.
Yeah, I think that, I like to look at our common opponents, as you know, and we have a lot of common opponents. The problem is we haven't played a lot of them yet. They still have some common opponents that we haven't matched up with, and vice versa. The issue is, sorry about that. I thought my phone was off. The one common opponent we have is South Florida. So we played South Florida on the road, Clip. You might remember. It was a pretty good win for the Pirates.
You might remember.
Yeah, 20.
Or you might not.
20-point victory for ECU. Cincinnati played South Florida at home
the week before that
and beat them by 21.
Mm-hmm.
So both of those games with the common opponent of South Florida, pretty evenly matched. Now, we played UCF already, and they will play UCF next week. Then they have Temple, and then they have Tulsa. So a lot of the games we've already played, they have coming up.
Yeah. So you're saying Cincinnati should be favored by 1 instead of 27.5?
I'm just saying if you went by that, you might be misled to think it could be a closer game than the odds makers have it. But I went all in with ECU last week, and my confidence is shattered right now. So I am leaning right now as ECU may not even cover potentially. So the pendulum for me has swung in the other direction.
I know, but knowing how you do and what you know, that should mean you would take ECU.
No, that's good news for ECU, because every time I think we're going to get killed is when they actually rise up and play a very competitive game.
All right.
So that's probably what will happen. But right now, I'm going to say probably ECU gets killed.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think the Pirates put together a much better performance this week than they did a week ago, or Saturday. We shall see. It was not a good weekend for your teams, Troy.
It's terrible. So ECU struggled bad. The Bears, although 17 points in the fourth quarter, I don't know why they waited the fourth quarter to start playing football.
The Bears have gone from the best 5-1 team, or the worst 5-1 team, to the worst 5-2 team, to the worst 5-3 team.
If we only kept score in the fourth quarter, the Bears would be undefeated right now. They're the best fourth quarter team in the NFL.
So what do? You just don't watch the first 3 quarters, right? You know what's going to happen.
I didn't watch the first half. I jumped on it about somewhere in the third.
The Titans weren't exactly setting the world on fire either.
And I kept monitoring the score. I'm like, I'm not going to stay watch this garbage. But then I did tune in for the fourth quarter, and that's when all the fireworks were. But they fell short.
Lost to a good team.
Then my NASCAR it came down to the championship race. We have this ongoing pool, and I had 2 drivers in it. I had Joey and Brad.
Big Bad Brad.
And Joey, Joey was winning for a while. He won the first, they do a couple of those heats or whatever they call it. Stage. They won a stage. What I tell you, stage don't matter.
Yeah.
All that matters is who wins the last lap. And you had
Chase Elliott.
What a win for him. Legacy with his dad.
Victory Monday. So that was
I went 0 for 3 this weekend,
and that was the final race in our pool.
Yeah, and we doubled the money on it because it was the championship.
Telling Sam Washington to come in so he can tell him to bring me my money.
Yeah,
but
I did offer what about a double or nothing chance? I know you like to have some fun with these things. So you could double your money with the right pick, and you've thrown. And I said it's your choice. I do owe you the money, or we could go double or nothing. If you want to pick the game, you've offered as an olive branch to me, Clip, which I think is very fair. The Bears play Monday Night Football a week from tonight against the Vikings. and forget the point spread. We're just taking it straight up. You said you take the Vikings, I'd have the Bears, and we could go double or nothing on and let it ride. And I'm leaning towards doing that.
Okay, but
bring me my money.
thank you. But hold off on that because Troy D might accept the double or nothing offer. You have not accepted it yet, though. You are mulling it over.
Is there another offer on the table?
No, well,
that is the offer.
That is the offer.
Yeah,
but you said you might accept.
Well, because like, what happened if something happens this week and like
COVID?
Right.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah, I do want to accept it. What I was going to say is I will either give you the $20 Monday or I take the bet
next week.
But I want to be able to make sure that the team isn't all like under COVID protocol.
I need your decision by 5:59 next Monday.
Fair enough. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. And we'll have.
Yeah,
that
I mean, I'm going now. I'm going to do it as long as there's not some extenuating circumstance with the Bears.
Gotcha.
I love it. I think it's great. I think it's a good play.
All right. Did we get everything in?
Yeah.
I feel like we did.
We did everything you said we were going to do.
Well
including,
done.
We even had an extended visit with Ron Robinson.
That's right.
The program.
Great show.
This was an awesome hour. A great PRL today.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
It's a lot of fun.
Troy will be back on Thursday. Coach Rick Smith and Troy D in the 5 o'clock hour on Thursday.
That'll be fun too.
So we'll see you then.
And once again, the game time this week, a lot of people get confused on these. It is a Friday night kickoff for ECU. Friday nights, 7:30 on ESPN2 on the road at Cincinnati. So make note, Friday night it's game time, not Saturday. I did run into Pirate fans that actually missed the game last week because they thought it was Saturday.
Who are these people?
I don't want to name them by name, but I actually know people that didn't realize it was the Friday night last time they played Friday. I feel like a public service to Pirate Nation.
Right.
The game is Friday. There are fringe fans that aren't as absorbed by everything as you are.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I just feel like you should at least know when the games are. But you know what?
I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
There are people out there that just assume it's going to be Saturday.
Well, if you listen to this program now, you're know informed that it's Friday at 7:30.
Indeed.
All right.
Good time.
Good time. We'll be back 3 o'clock on Tuesday for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930.